The Ancient Divine Sect System, Part 3. Jean Shirkai also looked at the jade bottle but couldn't recognize what it was. Holy Lord, what is the use of this thing? Jean Linglong asked doubtfully. Wang Yi said softly, this is the royal bone jade liquid. Drop it on your royal bone to make it ascend. 4 drops are enough to be promoted to Zungu. After these words were spoken, the 2 people present were petrified on the spot. These 4 simple words rang in Jean Shirkai's mind like a thunderclap. This is the legendary Zungu liquid. Oh my God. Can you be more exaggerated? Even if you knew in advance, joining Sacred Land, even as an unnamed disciple, can still bring you rich opportunities. But when he saw this liquid, he was still trembling with fear. 4 drops of liquid are enough to elevate the soft water metacarpal bone to the level of a noble body. How horrible is this? Jean Linglong's delicate body was shaking violently as she stared at the liquid in the bottle in disbelief. At this time, this small jade bottle weighs more than 1,000 pounds. 4 drops can get you promoted to Zungu. OMG. This opportunity is too good. When I first heard the Holy Lord's words, I thought this opportunity wouldn't be very good. I never thought that this would be an opportunity to obtain the honorable bones. How could she not be shocked? Jean Linglong secretly looked at Jean Shirkai, her eyes full of gratitude. He thought to himself, thanks to the clan leader, he asked for the Holy Lord's blessing for me and took me in as a maid. Otherwise, my Emperor Physique will never have the chance to be promoted to a venerable physique in this lifetime. Emperor Physique's promotion to a noble body sounds simple, but it is actually very difficult to do. Countless people have pursued it their entire lives, but have been unable to advance the imperial bone. However, if you join the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, even if you are only an anonymous disciple, you will receive this generous reward. Do you know what the maid is going to do? Wang Yi asked. Linglong knows. Jean Linglong looked at the maid rules for a while and remembered some key points, otherwise she really wouldn't be able to answer. The maids have to take care of the Holy Lord's daily life, massage his shoulders and back, and... The last point was something she couldn't quite put into words. Linglong, hurry up and tell me. Jean Shirkai was so anxious that he was sweating profusely. He was afraid that the Holy Lord would be dissatisfied and replace Jean Linglong. And... Jean Linglong's pretty face flushed with red, and her voice was weak and faint, bade the Holy Lord and change his clothes. How could she, who had never experienced sexual intercourse before, open her mouth so easily? Well, that's right. Wang Yi picked up the celadone cup and took a sip of the fragrant tea. Can you massage shoulders and back? I haven't learned it yet. Jean Linglong said nervously. Holy Lord. Jean Shirkai explained hurriedly, I have taught Linglong the back pounding and leg kneading skills. Let her learn them carefully. With her aptitude, she will be able to learn them quickly. Then don't learn it. Wang Yi said casually. Ah. Jean Linglong was so nervous that cold sweat broke out, and her hands hidden in her sleeves were shaking. Oh no. The Holy Lord won't abandon me as his maid just because I don't know how to massage legs or backs, right? Now, knowing the power of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, and knowing that after joining, you will have the opportunity to reach the level of Venerable Bone, how can you bear to give up your status as a maid? Wang Yi flipped his wrist, took out a thick book, pushed it gently, and floated it in front of Jean Linglong's delicate body. That's just right. I have a book here that is similar to back pounding and leg kneading exercises. I'll learn this from now on. Jean Linglong looked down and was completely shocked by the large characters. Emperor Massage Technique. This is actually an Emperor rank technique. Shoulder massage and back pounding are both Emperor rank. Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, what on earth is this place? At this moment, she felt that the scene before her eyes was spinning and her worldview was about to collapse. In other sacred lands, there are only a few Emperor rank techniques, and only a few people can learn them. In Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, even the shoulder kneading and back pounding were done using Emperor rank techniques. If this gets out, won't people be pissed off to death? When Jean Shirkai saw this martial art, his eyes widened. Emperor ranks shoulder massage and back pounding skills. How comfortable would it be to pinch this? I really want to enjoy it. Before, I never believed that this kind of skill could have an Emperor rank. Since it can be called an emperor, it must have a unique effect. Wang Yi raised his head and said, Ling Long, you have soft water metacarpal bones, which is just right for practicing this emperor rank massage method. The combination of the two can produce a stronger effect. With your qualifications, you should be able to get started quickly. One must at least reach the entry level of a martial art before it can be effective. With each level you advance, the effect becomes much stronger. Specifically speaking, massage is a type of palm technique. If you practice massage with metacarpal bones, the speed will definitely be very fast. As you command. Jean Linglong responded quickly. Linglong will definitely practice hard and give the Holy Lord a massage as soon as possible. Yes. Wang Yi looked at the jade bottle. The effect of Zun Guyu liquid is overbearing. With your current qualifications, you can't integrate it at all. When you break through to Violet Palace realm, I will help you protect the law and improve your dignified bones. Jean Linglong now only has the body tempering realm. Her body is weak, and she cannot use many powerful resources. The path of cultivation also requires gradual progress. Jean Linglong responded softly, everything will be in accordance with the Holy Lord's arrangements. Jean Linglong. Come with me and I'll show you the accommodation. Wang Yi took Jean Linglong and walked towards the back of the Absolute Beginning Hall. After walking a few steps, you will see an exquisite, luxurious, and beautiful palace. Lines of Emperor's aura rose from the hall, condensing into images of maids in the air. Could this be the Emperor's aura? Jean Shirkai was knowledgeable and had heard that only those halls that reached the Emperor rank could release the Emperor's aura. The Imperial energy can condense into special scenes in the air, which is a symbol of power. Gudong. Jean Shirkai swallowed hard, twisted his stiff neck, and looked at Wang Yi. Holy Lord, is this not the Imperial Palace? Yes. Wang Yi put his hands behind his back and said calmly, that's right. It's called the Maid Emperor's Palace. Oh my God. Jean Shirkai felt like his brain was not enough and he almost fainted. In this holy land of absolute beginning, where the maids live, are they all imperial palaces? Isn't that too extravagant? Before, even though I knew that the holy land of absolute beginning had a great heritage, I never thought that the place where the maids lived could be so luxurious. Linglong, you really have turned into a phoenix. Thank you for your cultivation, clan leader. Jean Linglong is now very grateful to the clan leader. If he had not begged the Holy Lord for mercy, how could he have gotten such a good job? As soon as you arrive at Sacred Land, you will have the opportunity to obtain the Honored Bone, the Emperor rank skills, and the Emperor Palace to live in. Princesses in the Imperial Dynasty aren't so extravagant, okay? Follow me. Wang Yi took the lead and walked into the Maid Imperial Palace. He also wanted to take a look at what was in this Imperial Palace. Jean Linglong responded softly and followed the Holy Lord's footsteps closely. I won't go. Jean Shirkai didn't dare to walk around in this sacred land. After all, it is where women live, so it is somewhat inconvenient. Entering the maid's hall, there is a hall with fist-sized luminous pearls hanging on the walls. There is an incense burner in the center, with a thick sandalwood stick inserted in it. A red light is coming out of the top, and a faint fragrance is spreading out. Jean Linglong took a whiff of the sandalwood and her tense mood instantly eased, feeling physically and mentally refreshed. Moreover, the qi and blood in the body have also been strengthened. What kind of fragrance is this? It's amazing. I just joined Sacred Land, but I was extremely nervous. However, as soon as I smelled the scent of sandalwood, I felt relieved. This is enough to show that this incense is not simple. Wang Yi stared at the sandalwood, and a hint appeared in front of his eyes. Tianling sandalwood, made from the powder of Tianling grass, has the effect of relieving fatigue and enhancing qi and blood. Burning this incense for a long time can strengthen your physical fitness. This is Tianling sandalwood. Wang Yi explained. Condensed from the heavenly spirit grass. What? Jean Linglong had heard of something called Tianlingkeo. This is a very rare spirit medicine with extremely high pill refining value. Many high-level elixirs require Tianling grass. The value of a palm-sized plant is inestimable. Jean Linglong looked towards the sandalwood. It is about 1 inch thick and 1 foot long. The Tianling grass is not big. After being dried and ground into powder, It takes at least 10 plants to condense into the Tianling sandalwood in front of you. Holy Lord. Jean Linglong stuttered, it's a waste to make sandalwood from such precious heavenly spirit grass, isn't it? If used for pill refining, at least 10 pills can be refined, which is of great value. It can be made into sandalwood, which will burn out in a maximum of 1 day. Even sacred land does not dare to use it so extravagantly. It's just 1 stick of sandalwood. It's nothing. Wang Yi pointed to the wooden box in the corner. There are hundreds of sticks of sandalwood there. When you have nothing to do, just light one. Hundreds. Jean Linglong was completely dumbfounded. If a few hundred roots are converted, wouldn't that be thousands of Tianling grasses? The value is horrible. Wang Yi walked to the first room on the left and pushed the door open. Here are the maid's clothes. You may use them as you please. After getting the maid's hall, I knew the approximate distribution of the rooms here. The door opened and a special fragrance wafted out from the room. Jean Linglong looked into the house and saw a pile of strange clothes. Holy Lord, are these clothes really worn by maids? Why haven't I seen them before? Wang Yi turned his head and saw the clothes in the room, his expression gradually froze. The room has maid makeup. Suspender stockings. Bunny ears makeup. There are also some fun things. Cough. He also didn't expect that this kind of clothes would be placed in the maid's clothing room. I thought to myself, could it be that the ancient divine sect has become so modern? At this time, the system responds. Ding. The system has detected the host's memory and adjusted the style of the maid's uniform according to your preferences. It's over. I can't explain it now. Wang Yi looked embarrassed. These things were indeed what he once liked. But that was before the transmigrate. After the transmigrate, due to the improvement of his state of mind and the broadening of his horizons, he focused all his attention on building the strongest divine sect in ancient times. Holy Lord. Jean Linglong noticed that Wang Yi was a little abnormal. Are you okay? It's okay. Wang Yi closed the door. These clothes have special uses, just wear them according to your preferences. There are 10 rooms available in this maid's palace. You can choose any one you like. Jean Linglong responded, Holy Lord, I will definitely learn the imperial massage technique as soon as possible and serve you well. Wang Yi nodded and left the maid's hall. Seeing Wang Yi leave, Jean Linglong quietly walked into the first room. Why does the Holy Lord look a little strange when he sees these clothes? Could it be that these are what he likes? Should I give him a try and try one on? Looking at those thin clothes, Jean Linglong's cheeks turned red enough to bleed. In this cultivation world where people dress conservatively, where have you ever seen such clothing? Some of them can't even cover the body. If you wear them outside, won't you be seen naked? Anyway, she found it hard to accept it for a while. Oh, I need to get used to this as soon as possible. In a flash, more than half a month passed. Qingzhou. Peach Blossom Valley. Looking from a distance, the Peach Blossom Valley has tens of thousands of peach trees in full bloom, like a pink ocean. Even from a distance, you can still smell the faint scent of peach blossoms. In a quiet attic in the valley, the sound of flipping pages could be heard. A girl with a rosy face was holding a thick book on elixirs and reading it carefully. Lu Yenran. Yenran, you must practice alchemy Dao well and become a heavenly rank alchemist as soon as possible, so that you can cure the peach blossom demon. The person who spoke was a middle-aged woman with a cold and arrogant face. She was the owner of Taohua Valley, Lu Qiuyun. Yes. Lu Yenran nodded slightly. Peach Blossom Demon will be fine. There is a magical peach tree in Peach Blossom Valley, which has been growing in this valley for 1,500 years. It took the peach blossom tree 1,000 years to condense a spiritual peach, which gave birth to spiritual intelligence, and that was the peach blossom demon. This peach blossom demon is a very rare demon type that can help spirit medicine and spirit trees grow quickly. The fact that Peach Blossom Valley has been able to develop to this level in just 500 years is inseparable from the peach blossom demon. But the good times didn't last long. 10 years ago, the peach blossom demon was seriously injured, her realm plummeted, and her condition worsened every day. Therefore, Lu Qiuyun tried every possible way to save the peach blossom demon. Lu Qiuyun looked through the open window at the beautiful peach tree, with a hint of sadness in her eyes. The matter of the peach blossom demon must not be revealed to anyone. If those sects and holy religions knew that there was a peach blossom demon in our peach blossom valley, they would definitely attract their attention. The peach blossom demon is too precious. Cultivating spirit medicine and spirit trees has miraculous effects, enough to affect the rise and fall of an entire clan. Even the sacred land will have a desire to spy on it. Therefore, the fact that there was a peach blossom demon in Peach Blossom Valley was never revealed to anyone. This time the peach blossom demon was seriously injured, and Lu Chuyun did not dare to reveal any news. Even the task of treating the peach blossom demon had to be done by Lu Yenran. To find a way, a heavenly rank alchemist must take action to try to cure the peach blossom demon. Fortunately, Lu Yenran has strong talent and possesses the extreme Den Emperor body, and can practice alchemy Dao very quickly. Yenran, we don't have many alchemists in Taohua Valley, so it's hard to train you into a heavenly rank alchemist. Perhaps joining a certain elixir sacred land is the right choice. Mom, as long as you give me more time, I will definitely be able to break through to become a heavenly rank alchemist. Lu Yenran is confident in her qualifications. But we don't have much time. Lu Chuyun sighed, the condition of the peach blossom demon is getting worse every day. It can only last 3 years at most. After this many years, even if the peach blossom demon is not dead, it will be difficult to save her. Lu Yenran clenched the danchu in her hand, with a determined light flashing in her eyes. Mom, don't worry, I will definitely break through to heavenly rank alchemist within 3 years. Alchemists are divided into several levels. Mortal rank, spirit rank, profound rank, heavenly rank, king rank, imperial rank, emperor rank. Each level corresponds to a pill of the same quality. Heavenly rank alchemist, very rare in Hidden Dragon continent. If Lu Yenran didn't possess the extreme Den Emperor body, Lu Chuyun would have given up long ago. Just then, a disciple ran to the attic and shouted loudly. Master, the Holy Lord of Heavenly Pill Sacred Land requests an audience. Heavenly Pill Sacred Land. Lu Chuyun looked out the window, he must have come here for Yenran. Or, promise them. Ever since the news of the extreme Den Emperor body spread, all the major sects and sacred lands would come to Taohua Valley every month, hoping to recruit Lu Yenran. Lu Chuyun never let go. This time, it was because of the matter of the peach blossom demon that I felt a little shaken. Mom, I don't want to leave Peach Blossom Valley. Lu Yenran looked at the peach trees outside the window with a nostalgic look in her eyes. You can't stay in Peach Blossom Valley forever, sooner or later, you will have to go out into the world. Lu Chuyun shook her head slightly. Heavenly Pill Sacred Land is the best pill refining force nearby. There are many powerful pill refining traditions. Maybe if you join, you can soon break through to become a heavenly rank alchemist. But Lu Yenran looked at her mother, I don't want to leave you either. Don't you want to save the peach blossom demon anymore? Lu Chuyun sighed secretly. Want to save? Lu Yenran's eyes were dim when she heard the word peach blossom demon. Then you have to listen to me. Lu Chuyun walked towards the door, I'll see what I say later and try my best to get you more resources and a more noble position as a disciple. Guest hall. Sitting on the rattan chair was an old man with white hair and beard. Although he looked very old, his eyes were bright and sharp. This person is none other than Zhou Yuanxing, the Holy Lord of Heavenly Pill Sacred Land. Ever since Zhou Yuanxing came to Peach Blossom Valley, his eyes would fall on Lu Yenran intentionally or unintentionally. Master Lu, you really gave birth to a good daughter. If my granddaughter had half of Yenran's talent, I would be satisfied. Lu Chuyun smiled. Thank you for the praise, Holy Lord Tiandan. Zhou Yuanxing laughed and said, I think the Valley Master has guessed my intention. This time, I came with sincerity. Before, people from Heavenly Pill Sacred Land had come here 4 or 5 times, but they all returned empty-handed. This time, the Holy Lord came in person, which was enough to show how much importance Heavenly Pill Sacred Land attached to it. Lu Chuyun was also a shrewd person. Although he wanted Lu Yenran to join, he did not show it at all. Yenran grew up in Peach Blossom Valley since she was young. She doesn't like outsiders and doesn't want to leave here. I'm afraid that will disappoint the Holy Lord of Tiandan. There was still a smile on Zhou Yuanxing's face. Master, please don't be in a hurry to say these words. Listen to me first. A while ago, I went to a secret realm of elixirs and found a king-level alchemist inheritance. Some powerful alchemists will not pass on their valuable pill refining experience to outsiders for free, but will choose a successor. The higher the level of pill refining inheritance, the more pill refining skills you can learn, and the higher your future achievements will be. King-level inheritance. Lu Chuyun's eyes lit up when he heard this level. The king level is already considered relatively high. By learning all the inheritance, your pill refining level can be promoted to the king level. In the Heavenly Pill Sacred Land, there are not many people who have the ability to refine king-level pills. For example, this Holy Lord of Heavenly Pills is a king-level alchemist. The Heavenly Pill Sacred Lord continued, in addition to this inheritance, if you join the Heavenly Pill Sacred Land, you can also obtain a king-level pill furnace. With this pill furnace, Lu Yenran's achievements in pill refining will definitely be higher. Lu Chuyun was delighted. The king-level inheritance plus the king-level alchemy furnace are already very good. It is better than any conditions proposed by any force before. Moreover, the Heavenly Pill Saint Lord looked confident of victory. I can promise that as long as Lu Yenran joins Sacred Land, she will be able to obtain the position of Saintess. Lu Chuyun was completely moved. The position of Saintess is enough to show the importance of Heavenly Pill Sacred Land. With this identity, you will have abundant opportunities in the future. If you go there, you will definitely have very good development. The Heavenly Pill Saint Lord raised his white eyebrows and asked, Master Liugu, do you think these conditions are good? Yes. Lu Chuyun nodded slightly. Heavenly Pill Sacred Land attaches great importance to Lu Yenran. If she joins, there should be good development. In that case, let Lu Yenran follow me and go to Heavenly Pill Sacred Land to become my disciple. There was a hint of joy on the face of the Heavenly Pill Sacred Lord. The price paid to recruit Lu Yenran this time was very high, and only he, the Holy Lord, could afford it. However, the aptitude of Jiden Emperor body is so good that it is worth all the effort. In that case, Lu Chuyun was about to nod in agreement when a magnetic voice sounded outside the door. Wait a minute. A young man in a white robe appeared in the hall. Why not listen to my conditions before you agree to them? Wang Yi arrived for a while and was listening outside the door just now. He walked in after seeing the Holy Lord of Tiandan finish explaining all the conditions. Who are you? Lu Chuyun looked at the young man carefully, but did not recognize him. Absolute Beginning Holy Lord. Wang Yi introduced himself. Absolute Beginning, Holy Lord. Lu Chuyun had never heard of this person before, and it was very likely that he was not a force here. Holy Land of Absolute Beginning comes from Hangzhou. It's normal that you haven't heard of it. Wang Yi explained. Each state is very large, and the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning has long been in decline. By the time it comes to Qingzhou, others may have long forgotten this force. Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Zhou Yuanxing had heard of this name. As far as I know, this force is almost gone, right? No. Wang Yi waved his hand. With me here, how can the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning be disbanded? You're quite arrogant. Zhou Yuanxing felt somewhat displeased as he saw the young man, who hadn't even fully grown his hair yet, daring to address him as, this old master, in front of him. Boy, you came to Peach Blossom Valley for Lu Yenran as well? That's right. Wang Yi nodded. I see that Lu Yenran has some talent, so I'll give her a chance to soar to the sky. Zhou Yuanxing sneered. The Holy Land of Absolute Beginning has long been lost. How can you give her a chance to soar to the sky? I'm afraid it will completely ruin Lu Yenran, right? The master of Peach Blossom Valley was not clear about the situation in the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, but he knew it very clearly. Wang Yi put his hands behind his back and smiled imperceptibly. I am in charge of the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. I have found an item of alchemy Dao inheritance and would like to find a successor for it. Inheritance? What's your alchemy Dao inheritance? Zhou Yuanxing raised his eyebrows with a look of contempt. What I just took out is the inheritance of a king-level alchemist. And there is also a king-level alchemy furnace. He believed that the young man would be discouraged when he heard about these two rare opportunities. That's it. Wang Yi sneered, the anonymous disciples of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning don't even bother to practice the inheritance of a king-level alchemist. A royal-grade alchemy furnace is not even big enough for burning fire and cooking. You. Zhou Yuanxing was a little annoyed. If you insist on being unreasonable, I will teach you a lesson now. This young man looked a little abnormal. Which anonymous disciple can practice the inheritance of a king-level alchemist? Lu Qiuyun was also a little annoyed and was ready to order them to leave. Fellow Taoist, if you are here to cause trouble, you are not welcome in Taohua Valley. In her heart, she had already accepted Heavenly Pill sacred land, and did not believe the young man's words at all. Look what this is. Wang Yi flipped his wrist and took out a thick book. The book was very thick, with 5 large, fiery red characters written on its yellow cover. Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy. The whole book was wrapped in a light red flame. Looking closely, one could see a fire dragon flying freely in the flame. Lu Qiuyun just stared at the book, as if she was in a world of fire. She was frightened by the roar of the fire dragon and took 7 or 8 steps back, knocking down the landscape screen placed horizontally in the corner of the wall. Could it be the inheritance of the Emperor Pill? Lu Qiuyun had not seen many alchemist inheritances, and the one in front of him was definitely the most terrifying. If it is really an imperial elixir book as it is literally written, its value is inestimable. Impossible. After seeing the book, Zhou Yuanxing stood up from his chair. How could the legendary Dragon Fire Emperor Pill Canon be in your possession? Dragon Fire Alchemy Dao is one of the alchemy Dao of apex level. If you practice it to late stage, you can refine the most terrifying imperial pill. It is said that this book was destroyed in a great war and its inheritance was cut off long ago. How could it appear in the holy land of absolute beginning? It must be fake. Don't lie to me. Zhou Yuanxing's consciousness merged into the Dragon Fire Emperor Pill Canon and he entered the Dragon Fire world. In the fiery world, a powerful being of heaven and earth stood on the head of a fire dragon and soared between heaven and earth. The powerful man waved his wrist, and the fire dragon spewed out a stream of scorching dragon fire, which merged into the interior of the alchemy furnace. An imperial pill wrapped in dragon fire soon took shape. For a time, Danxia covered thousands of miles away, and the fragrance of Dan floated in the wind. Phew! Zhou Yuanxing's consciousness left the dragon fire world and he was in a dazed state. It's really the Dragon Fire Emperor Pill Canon. That powerful person is so terrifying. He can easily refine the imperial pill. If I can practice this Dragon Fire Emperor Pill code, my future achievements will be immeasurable. The world in the alchemy book is not fake, which also proves that this book is truly the inheritance of an emperor rank alchemist. When Lu Qiuyun saw Zhou Yuanxing confirm the grade of this martial arts technique, she was completely stunned. The absolute beginning saint has the emperor rank alchemist inheritance. He came here this time to accept Lu Yanran as his disciple. Just now, when Zhou Yuanxing took out the inheritance of the king-level alchemist, he already felt it was very good. This emperor rank inheritance is definitely a treasure in the world of alchemists. Lu Yanran has obtained this inheritance, and with her emperor rank alchemist qualifications, she will surely become an emperor alchemist in the future. Wang Yi put his hands behind his back and looked towards Lu Yanran. You have the Supreme Den Emperor body, which barely qualifies you to enter the sacred land. The inheritance of the Dragon Fire Emperor Pill also needs a successor. Would you like to join? This is very clear. As long as you join the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, you can obtain this Emperor rank inheritance. The book emitting flaming light was reflected in Lu Yanran's clear eyes. There is a frenzy in my heart. She wanted to become a powerful alchemist, and when she saw this Emperor rank inheritance, her heart was instantly moved. In comparison, the opportunities in Heavenly Pill Sacred Land are like rotten cabbages on the roadside, worthless. This book of Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy is a golden mountain shining with dazzling brilliance. Just nod your head and you can get it. I do. Lu Yanran's voice sounded like a yellow warbler. Before, Lu Qiuyun told her that even if she was moved, she should not show it obviously. But the temptation of this Emperor Pill inheritance is too great. Not bad. Wang Yi nodded slightly. I'll take you to the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning later to pay homage to you as my disciple. Mom. Lu Yanran turned her head and looked at her mother with a cold and arrogant face. Yanran wants to join the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Yes. Lu Qiuyun also nodded in agreement. If you want to go, then go ahead. You. Zhou Yuanxing raised his old arm, but it fell weakly to the side of his body, alas. Facing the Emperor Pill inheritance, what's the use even if you take out more king-level inheritances? Not to mention Lu Yenran, even he was interested in joining the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Lu Chuyun looked towards Zhou Yuanxing and said apologetically, Tiandan Saint Lord, I am really sorry that Yenran has joined the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Since you've come all this way, why don't you stay for lunch? I have other things to do, so forget about lunch. How could Zhou Yuanxing be in the mood to eat? He looked at Wang Yi meaningfully, then left Peach Blossom Valley. Lu Chuyun said respectfully, Absolute Beginning Holy Lord, please take your seat. Take a break, lunch will be ready soon. Yeah. Wang Yi nodded. This time, I had originally prepared 2 opportunities. Unexpectedly, I only had to take out one thing to get the other party's agreement. Half an hour later, the exquisite dishes were brought in by the maids and placed on an octagonal table. If you count carefully, there are 16 dishes in total. Lu Chuyun personally picked up a wine jug and filled a glass of light red wine for Wang Yi. This is the peach blossom wine brewed in Peach Blossom Valley. It has a mellow taste and contains spirituality. You can try it. Wang Yi picked up the wine glass and took a sip. The sweet and spicy drink left a sweet taste in the throat. Good wine. If the Holy Lord likes it, you might as well bring a few more jars. When you want to drink it in the future, you can just have a small drink. Lu Chuyun said very politely. Since Holy Land of Absolute Beginning was able to produce the Emperor rank alchemist inheritance, this young man must be extraordinary. So I want to make friends with him. Thank you. Wang Yi didn't say too much politely, as Holy Land of Absolute Beginning didn't have much wine. After eating and drinking, Wang Yi looked at the sky. It's almost time to go back. Lu Chuyun looked embarrassed and whispered, Holy Lord, can you take me to the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning? It will be more convenient for me to find Yenran in the future. She had never heard of the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning before, and she was a little worried about handing Lu Yenran over directly. That's fine, let's go together. Wang Yi looked at the two of them, if you are ready, let's go. I wonder how far the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning is from here? Lu Chuyun asked. About 100,000 miles away, Wang Yi responded. 100,000 miles. Lu Chuyun was slightly surprised. This trip will take 3 or 4 days. I'll go prepare some dry food. No need to prepare dry food, we will be there soon. A moment. This is 100,000 miles, it's impossible. Follow me. Wang Yi raised his hand, and with his powerful strength, he brought the 2 women with him and flew towards the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Lu Chuyun only felt a flash before his eyes, and the surrounding scenery disappeared. There was nothing but white in front of my eyes, and I couldn't see the scenery below at all. Hiss! How fast is this? With my eyesight, I can't even see the scenery below. She possesses the strength of the 5th layer of Dongxian, and her eyesight becomes stronger and stronger as her strength increases. Even so, I couldn't see the scene below clearly. It was hard to imagine how fast the speed was. If it weren't for the defensive barrier Wang Yi had set up on his body, his clothes would have been blown away. After about 100 breaths, Wang Yi stopped. Arrive. We're there. Lu Chuyun swallowed his saliva. This is 100,000 miles away. Can we get there in 100 breaths? At this moment, she really couldn't understand how terrifying Wang Yi's strength was. He thought to himself, what realm is the Holy Lord at? How can he be so fast? Wang Yi brought Lu Yenran to the ancestral temple. Lu Yenran knelt on the ground and was about to kowtow to Wang Yi. Wait a minute, you can just go to the ancestral temple. Wang Yi stopped Lu Yenran, with your qualifications, you can only become an outer disciple, and you cannot worship me as your master. In a sect, the status of outer disciples is also very low and they cannot have a fixed master. It's like you only have the chance to listen to some powerful people's sermons. There is no special master to give guidance. Ah. Lu Yenran's eyes were filled with surprise, and she pointed her green jade finger at her face. With Yenran's qualifications, can she only become an outer disciple here? She thought that even if she couldn't become a saintess, she should at least be a disciple. There's no way I'd end up being reduced to an outer disciple, right? By this calculation, how strong must the qualifications of a direct disciple be? It's hard to imagine. Yeah. Wang Yi nodded slightly. The ancient divine sect system has a set of standards for accepting disciples, and you just need to follow these standards. Oh. Lu Yanran had a puzzled look on her face. After becoming an outer disciple, can Yanran still practice the Dragon Fire Emperor pill canon? Of course you can. Wang Yi nodded in response. Not to mention outer disciples, even unnamed disciples are qualified to practice Emperor rank techniques in this holy land of absolute beginning. Hiss. There was a hint of surprise in Lu Yanran's beautiful eyes. Could it be that Emperor rank techniques are all cheap in this holy land of absolute beginning? Next, Lu Yanran knelt down in the ancestral temple and became a formal disciple of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. A prompt sounded in Wang Yi's head. Ding! You accept Lu Yanran as your disciple, with Emperor rank qualification, which meets the mission requirements. You get the reward, 8 Desolate Emperor Body. Divine Sect Pill Refining Gift Pack. Ding! Lu Yanran is the Pill Refining Emperor Body. You get 10,000 Pills Emperor Palace. A smile appeared on Wang Yi's face. This Emperor Body reward was finally obtained. Next, close your eyes and let your consciousness enter the system world. In the void, there was a body floating with divine light. There seems to be endless power in this body. As long as they are fused, a powerful imperial body can be obtained. 8 Desolate Emperor Body, good at body refining, can reach the extreme on the road of body refining. Very good. Wang Yi smiled with relief. After integrating this imperial body, the disadvantages of mortal physique's qualifications will completely disappear. The sword bone that was fused before was a root bone head, and its main influence was sword Dao, and the improvement to physical qualities was not that great. But this 8 Desolate Emperor Body is different. It can change the qualities of the entire body, making it more suitable for cultivation. Moreover, there is no impact between the Emperor's body and the Emperor's bones. Instead, they complement each other and burst out with greater power. I will merge it later. Next to it is a Wandan Imperial Palace, which looks very grand and majestic. The Wandan Emperor's Palace contains all the necessary items and recipes for pill refining, and is fully equipped. Another Imperial Palace. With it, pill refining will be convenient. The Imperial Palace contains a pill refining room, as well as some supporting instruments and pill recipes. However, there is no spirit medicine in this Imperial Palace. Spirit medicine, which refers to a variety of medicinal herbs that contain spiritual properties, is one of the essential items for pill refining. Wang Yi sighed slightly. Without spirit medicine, pill refining is impossible. Looks like I need to go find some spirit medicine. Now, there is an outer disciple in Wan Elixir Peak who needs to refine various spirit medicines to improve the level of pill refining. It is difficult to reach the top of pill refining just by reading books. By the way, there is also a pill refining gift pack. Open it and take a look. Ding! You opened the Divine Sect Pill Refining gift pack and received the reward, 10,000 Medicine Realm. 9 Heaven Spiritual Dew Spring. In the system world, a tall circular teleportation array and a spring appeared. Look towards the teleportation array first. The Wanyao World Teleportation Array. After opening, you can enter the Wanyao world and pick various precious spirit medicines. This Wanyao realm is an independent space, under your control alone. Outsiders are not allowed to enter without permission. This Wanyaji is great. Wang Yi was just dozing off when someone brought him a pillow. Today, Holy Land of Absolute Beginning does not grow spirit medicine, so if you want pill refining, you have to look for spirit medicine outside. With this world of medicine, you can just go in and pick the herbs, saving yourself a lot of tedious work. I just don't know how many spirit medicines there are in this Wanyao world. I'll go in and take a look later. He looked towards the well next to him. 9 Heaven Spiritual Dew Spring, which can release 100 drops of 9 Heaven Spiritual Dew every day, can be used to irrigate spirit medicine, increasing the growth rate by 10 times. 10 times. This 9 Heaven Spiritual Dew is a good thing. Wang Yi's eyes lit up. Spirit medicine takes different amounts of time to grow. The more precious the spirit medicine, the longer the growth cycle. It can take several years or even more than 10 years. With the 9 days spiritual dew, the growth cycle is shortened tenfold. Spirit medicine that originally took several years to grow can now mature in just a few months. Greatly improves the efficiency of planting spirit medicine. The 9-heaven spiritual spring, combined with the foundation of the 10,000 medicine realm, the holy land of absolute beginning, has become much stronger. Wang Yi believed that if his master's spirit in heaven saw this scene, he would definitely smile in his grave. Ding! You now have your first outer disciple. It's time to show the world the true strength of sacred land. New mission, new journey. Ding! Send a disciple to win first place in the upcoming Hangzhou Youth Conference. Reward, an Extreme Tao Emperor weapon. Divine Sect gift pack. Hearing the reward hint, Wang Yi's pupils suddenly contracted. Extreme Tao Emperor weapon. It's such a good thing. In Hidden Dragon Continent, Emperor rank is already an extremely powerful weapon. But above the Emperor rank, there is an even more terrifying weapon called the Extreme Tao Emperor weapon. An Extreme Tao Emperor weapon that can ignore the gap in realm, allowing the user to burst out with strength far beyond their own. For example, Wang Yi's Great Emperor realm was fighting against a powerful person from the 10,000 Venerable realm. Wan Zun is no match for the Great Emperor. But if this powerful man had an Extreme Tao Emperor weapon, he could fight against the Great Emperor and easily defeat him. This is the power of Extreme Tao Emperor weapon. Although Wang Yi now has the Great Emperor realm, he does not have any Extreme Tao Emperor weapon. If one day you encounter someone with the Extreme Tao Emperor weapon, you will be in a deadly situation. Wang Yi clenched his fists, his eyes flashing with brilliance. Once I get this Extreme Tao Emperor weapon, my strength will increase several times. This mission must be completed. The introduction does not explain what this Extreme Tao Emperor weapon is. But it's not a big problem. No matter which type of Extreme Tao Emperor weapon it is, its power is terrifying. If you can open the sword-type Extreme Tao Emperor weapon and then use the heaven-slaying sword-drawing technique, it will have the power to destroy the world. There was a thoughtful look in Wang Yi's eyes. The Hangzhou Youth Conference will be held in half a year. All young disciples under the age of 30 can participate. There are quite a few prodigy in Hangzhou. The Youth Conference is held every 3 years. It is the stage for those prodigy disciples to show their talents. In terms of the age of its disciples, Holy Land of Absolute Beginning does not have an advantage. The few people in Sacred Land were only recruited for a few months. Wang Yi stroked his stubbled chin and said, "Right now, the person with the strongest qualifications in Sacred Land is Lu Yanran. But her strength is pill refining, and her realm is only at the peak of Ju Yuan, not yet at the Violet Palace realm. I heard that in the previous youth conferences, many soul formation realm masters participated. Currently, the strongest person in Sacred Land is Jin Yue, who has reached the 3rd layer of Violet Palace. The Jade Bone body is also suitable for combat. In the next 6 months, train Jin Yue well, let her break through to the soul formation realm first, and then practice a powerful martial art. The Jade Maiden Emperor's art is mainly used for body tempering, body shaping, and improving aptitude. It has no combat power. With powerful martial arts and strong strength, it should not be a problem for him to win the championship in the youth conference. Wait a minute, I will go to the Wanzhuan library again, select a suitable martial art, and give it to Jin Yue to practice. Moreover, this time I have to teach her well so that she can improve her martial arts skills as quickly as possible. Consciousness returns to reality. Lu Yanran didn't know why the Holy Lord stood there with his eyes closed for a while, and she didn't dare to disturb him, so she just waited by the side. Come with me. The two returned to the Absolute Beginning Hall, and Wang Yi sat on the main seat. Lu Chuyun asked in a low voice, "Yanran, why did the Holy Lord accept you as his disciple? I am also hoping that Yanran can be accepted as a personal disciple, so that I can get better resources." "Mom, I'm just an outer disciple." Lu Yanran responded softly. "Ah. Outer disciples may have made a mistake." Lu Chuyun's cold and arrogant face was full of doubts. Wang Yi heard the two whispering and responded, "Although Yanran has an emperor body, her aptitude only meets the requirements of an outer disciple." "What? Even an emperor with an imperial body can only be an outer disciple?" Lu Chuyun was completely dumbfounded. "I really don't know what kind of place this Holy Land of Absolute Beginning is. The requirements for accepting disciples are so high." Wang Yi did not respond. He took out the flaming book, threw it casually, and it floated in front of Lu Yanran's delicate body. This is the Imperial Pill inheritance that I promised you before. This kind of skill can only be learned by one person after dripping blood to recognize the master. There are restrictions on it and it cannot be revealed to outsiders. If accidentally lost, the Imperial Code will automatically burn. Thank you, Holy Lord. Lu Yenran knelt on the ground, her eyes shining like stars. Even if I become an outer disciple, wouldn't it be enough if I could obtain Emperor rank skills? Seeing Lu Yenran inherit the Emperor Pill, Lu Chuyun finally breathed a sigh of relief. As an outer disciple, you can get an opportunity. Wang Yi flipped his wrist again and took out the Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Furnace. This alchemy furnace is yours. The alchemy furnace was about 10 feet tall and light red in color. On each of its 3 legs lay a fire dragon. The dragon heads were pointing towards the alchemy cauldron, with a dark red dragon ball in each mouth. The terrifying dragon race aura emanated from the 3 dragons. Although Lu Chuyun was a powerful Dongxian master, he was so frightened that his legs went limp and he collapsed to the ground. She was seen staring at the 3 legs of the alchemy furnace with a look of surprise on her face. What a terrible dragon race vibe. Is it carved? Wang Yi shook his head slightly and said slowly, no. Each of these 3 legs is refined from a real dragon. Oh my god. Lu Chuyun was completely dumbfounded. 3 fire dragons, refined alive on the cauldron, how powerful must one be to do this? Dragon races are extremely rare in the hidden dragon continent, and even if they do exist, they are extremely powerful. Holy Lord, what bloodline do these 3 fire dragons possess? Bloodline determines strength. Of course it's the Emperor's blood. Wang Yi said in a flat tone. Hiss. Lu Chuyun took 7 or 8 breaths. Emperor Blood Fire Dragon. The Emperor Blood Dragon race is the most powerful monster in the world. If it is of the same level, it will take dozens of humans to be able to deal with it. Usually when this kind of dragon race appears, its strength is already very terrifying. It is hard to imagine who had the generosity to refine 3 Emperor Fire Dragons alive on the alchemy furnace. The quality of this alchemy furnace is obvious. Supreme Grade Emperor Danlu. The most powerful alchemy furnace in the world. Lu Chuyun was completely stunned by this alchemy furnace. Lu Yenran's clear eyes were also trembling violently. The jade hand hidden in the sleeve was gently raised and tremblingly pointed at the alchemy furnace. Holy Lord, this Dragon Fire Emperor alchemy furnace, is it a gift, a chance for me? Wang Yi nodded slightly and said, yes, this is the opportunity to become an outer disciple. Oh my god. Lu Yenran almost fainted with happiness. Others, Heavenly Pill Sacred Land, even if they are saintess, only have a king-level alchemy furnace. In this holy land of absolute beginning, as an outer disciple, an emperor-rank supreme grade alchemy furnace is available. Is there any comparison between the two? Holy Land of Absolute Beginning is 10,000 times stronger than Heavenly Pill Sacred Land. Lu Chuyun said with great emotion. I am also thankful that Lu Yenran was not recruited by another sacred land in advance. Otherwise, you would have missed this opportunity. Wang Yi continued, this Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Furnace, go back and refine it. After practicing the Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Cannon, you can control the alchemy furnace. The sooner you get used to it, the further you will go on the road of pill refining. In the future, many powerful alchemists will be needed to refine the Sacred Land pill. Yes, sir. Lu Yenran carefully put the alchemy furnace into the space ring. Wang Yi's magnetic voice rang out in the hall. Yenran, as an outer disciple, you can practice in the training ground for 1 hour every day. Ah. 1 hour. Lu Yenran felt that the time was a bit short, but she didn't dare to say anything more. Could it be that this training ground is not simple? The opportunities given by the Holy Lord are all emperor rank. Judging from this situation, the training ground should not be an ordinary place. Follow me, let's go to Wan Elixir Peak. Wang Yi waved his hand and led the two to the foot of Wan Elixir Peak. Now you have joined the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning and are one of the outer disciples of the 10,000 Elixir Peaks. From now on, you will practice alchemy Dao here. Am I the only one at Elixir Peak? Lu Yenran was stunned. If I have any questions in the future, can I ask the Holy Lord for advice? Of course, sure. Wang Yi paused slightly while speaking. Now he doesn't know any alchemy technique. How can we teach disciples? However, as long as Lu Yenran can get started with the Emperor's Alchemy Classic, he will be able to master it all. Considering Lu Yenran's Imperial Elixir qualifications, it shouldn't be difficult. But Wang Yi put one hand behind his back. You have just come into contact with the Emperor Pill inheritance, so it is best to calm down and study the Emperor Pill canon carefully. It's hard to grow if you rely on others for everything. This will give you a better workout too. These words were also meant to allow Lu Yenran to study hard and get started as soon as possible. Yes, sir. Lu Yenran clenched her fists and swore secretly in her heart. I will definitely study the Imperial Dan inheritance well. Don't let the Holy Lord down. Don't let my mother down. When the three people reached the top of the mountain, the first thing that caught their eyes was a magnificent hall. Wisps of Imperial energy were released from the Alchemy Palace and collided with each other in the air, forming images of elixirs and alchemy furnaces. Seeing this magical sight, Lu Chuyun's pupils suddenly contracted. Could this be the legendary Imperial energy? Is this Dan Palace Emperor rank? Oh my god. It's so luxurious. Generally speaking, only those in Apex-level sacred land are eligible to use the Imperial Palace. And the quantity will not be too large, and it is usually used on the main peak. It is very rare for a sacred mountain like Holy Land of Absolute Beginning to be used as a temple. This is enough to illustrate the powerful foundation of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Yenran joining Holy Land of Absolute Beginning is truly a blessing that I have earned in 8 lifetimes. Now, she felt that the outer disciple's identity was of no importance at all. As long as I can get the opportunity here, isn't that enough? I don't know if Yenran has the chance to be promoted to an inner sect disciple. Isn't that better? Wang Yi opened the door of the alchemy hall, and a vast scent of elixir floated out from the hall. Turning back, he said to Lu Chuyun, "You are an outsider, you are not allowed to enter the Dan Palace. Yenran, follow me." Lu Yenran followed Wang Yi into the magnificent Dan Palace. The first thing that caught her eye was a huge tripod in the center of the hall. This tripod is also about 10 feet tall. Standing next to it, he was only as tall as the leg of the alchemy furnace. Such a tall furnace, it should be Emperor rank. There are so many Emperor rank furnaces in the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Isn't it terrible? Emperor rank alchemy furnaces can only be possessed by those with Apex-level alchemy sacred land. To the Heavenly Pill sacred land, the strongest pill furnace is only of the Imperial grade. It is treated as a treasure and worshipped in the ancestral temple. Normally, disciples cannot see him even if they want to. And in Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, an Emperor rank alchemy furnace was placed so casually in the main hall. How strong a foundation must be required to make this possible? Wang Yi pointed toward the row of rooms on the left. Over there are the pill refining rooms. There are hundreds of them in total. You can pick any one and use it for pill refining in the future. Then he pointed to the main gate on the right. There was a plaque right above it that read Danfang Hall. This is where the recipes are stored. There are a few recipes in there. If you want to learn any one, just tell me. You can learn, but you can't take it out of the Dan Palace, and you can't spread any information. Become a disciple and obtain the Absolute Beginning token, which allows you to supervise each disciple. If there is any improper behavior, Wang Yi will know it first. There's nothing to worry about. Don't worry, Holy Lord. I won't let any news out. Lu Yenran swore quickly. Wang Yi pushed the door of Danfang Hall inward, and hundreds of rows of bookshelves appeared before his eyes. Each bookshelf is about 10 feet high and contains hundreds of books. Each book records a recipe for elixir. The total number is 10,000. So many. Lu Yenran was dumbfounded. She thought that it would be great to have hundreds of pill recipes in this recipe hall. Who would have thought that there were hundreds of rows of bookshelves? From front to back, all kinds of elixirs of various grades are on the bookshelf. Wang Yi stepped into the pill recipe hall first and pointed at the first few rows, all of which were ordinary grade pills, about 1,000 in number. These rows are ordinary grade pill recipes. The next few rows are spirit rank pills. The further you go in the back, the higher the level of the pill recipe will be. The Dan Fang Hall covers almost all Dan recipes. However, there are a few rare recipes that are not stored here. Holy Lord, can I go in and take a look? Lu Yanran said expectantly. Of course. Thank you, Holy Lord. Lu Yanran walked inside. It is said that the number of recipes in a sacred land can represent the heritage of the sacred land. The more pill recipes you have and the higher their levels, the stronger your strength will be. Lu Yanran moved lightly with her lotus feet. Every time she came to a bookshelf, she would stop for a moment and scan the recipes on it. Small spirit pill, spirit rank. Great spirit pill, profound rank. Profound rank. Ah. This is the Baina spirit pill. Such a rare king-level pill is available here. The king level, in her eyes, was already very rare. Before, her mother had specially spent a large sum of money to buy some for her in order to familiarize her with the method of refining royal-grade elixirs. It almost drained all the wealth of Taohua Valley. Such a rare king-level pill recipe is only ranked in the middle position in the pill recipe hall. Aren't the pill recipes on the bookshelf at the back of the room of higher level? After walking 10 rows back, Lu Yanran was completely dumbfounded. There are so many bookshelves, all of which are royal-level recipes. Oh my God! How strong a background does one have to collect so much? The value of these king-level elixir formulas alone is inestimable. There are about 30 more bookshelves in the back. Lu Yanran walked over, and thick books of pill recipes appeared before her eyes. This is Heavenly Origin Pill. An Imperial-grade pill. Oh my God! The first Imperial-grade elixir recipe made her exclaim. The Imperial Pill recipe is extremely rare even in the Heavenly Pill sacred land. Only those who are direct disciples or above are qualified to study after passing numerous tests. Lu Yanran turned her head and looked through the bookshelf, her heart beating wildly. The bookshelf is filled with recipes for Imperial elixirs, a total of 100 kinds. Oh my God! I heard from my mother that all the royal pill formulas in Heavenly Pill sacred land only add up to a dozen or so. Not even 20% of this bookshelf. Is this the true meaning of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning? Lu Yanran looked back through the gap in the bookshelf and saw dozens of bookshelves behind it. If all these bookshelves are filled with royal-grade recipes. At this point, I no longer dare to fantasize. I'm really afraid that this is just a dream, and when I wake up, I'll find that the bookshelves are all empty. He walked back another 24 rows, all of which contained recipes for Imperial elixirs, without any duplicates. Lu Yanran was stunned. Imperial-grade elixir formula, are they all cabbages? There are so many of them here. There are only 5 left on the bookshelf. When she got closer and saw the big words on the book cover, Lu Yanran almost fainted. 9 turns gold core. Oh my God! There's even a 9th level gold core here. This is an Emperor rank elixir. His eyes swept to the side again. Primordial Origin Gold Core. Hiss. Another Imperial Pill formula. These 5 bookshelves are all Emperor rank. Oh my God. These are 500 Emperor rank elixir recipes. Lu Yanran finally realized how terrifying the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning was. Most of the well-known Emperor rank recipes can be found here. In other words, when she becomes an Imperial Pill Master in the future, she will be able to learn the methods of refining various Imperial Pills here. Save the process of looking for the recipe. I heard that the most apex-level elixir on the continent, Sacred Land, is only 2 or 3 Emperor rank elixir recipes. Compared to Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, it is not even close. What kind of force am I joining? That's lucky, okay. At this time, Lu Yanran also swore in her heart. In this life, even if I remain an outer disciple forever, I have no complaints. After leaving Danfang Hall, Lu Yanran's attitude became more respectful. Wang Yi took Lu Yanran and toured the remaining rooms again. In this Wandan Emperor Palace, there are a total of 10 Emperor rank alchemy furnaces, each with some rare effects. Okay, now that you've toured the Alchemy Palace, this is where you'll practice alchemy Dao from now on. Wang Yi said softly. Lu Yanran suddenly remembered something. By the way, why didn't I see spirit medicine? Without spirit medicine, it is useless even if you have the elixir recipe. No time, follow me. Wang Yi walked towards the back of the Wandan Emperor Palace, where there was a tall teleportation array. This is the teleportation array leading to the Myriad Medicine Realm. If you want to enter, you need to inform me in advance. You may enter with my permission. The world of medicine. Lu Yanran swallowed her saliva. Holy land of absolute beginning, has it already taken control of the spirit medicine world? Many sacred lands that want to cultivate spirit medicine will choose a piece of soil rich in spirit chi for planting. There are very few forces that can control a part of the world. It not only requires strong strength, but also enough luck to find such a rare treasure. It would also be safer to plant spirit medicine in one world. Wang Yi stuck the Holy Lord token into the groove of the teleportation array. Buzz. An oval light curtain lit up on the altar, reflecting a scene of paradise. Come. Wang Yi stepped in first, followed closely by Lu Yanran. After the two of them went in, the light curtain disappeared. This is a vast world, which looks like a green ocean when viewed from above. Lu Yanran stood on the grass, her delicate nostrils moved slightly, and she smelled an alluring fragrance. What a fresh air! How great would it be if we could live here for a long time? Looking forward, there is a patch of plants about 3 feet tall. They look somewhat similar to grass, but are very spiritual. This is lark grass. As she often studies elixirs, she is also very familiar with spirit medicine and recognized it at a glance. Lu Yanran gently lifted the hem of her skirt and ran towards the lark. As she runs, her white calves are exposed, exuding an alluring luster. This lark is growing very well. It's already mature. Raise your head and look behind you. There are a lot of larks growing here, at least several hundred plants. This soil is so spiritual that so many larkspurs can actually grow together. In order for spirit medicine to grow, it needs to absorb the spirit chi of heaven and earth, as well as the spirituality of the soil. If it's insufficient, growth will stop. It is extremely rare to see hundreds of larkspur plants growing together. Wang Yi grabbed a handful of soil under the spiritual grass and squeezed it gently. The soil was very fine and contained a strong spirituality. Supreme-grade spiritual soil allows spirit medicine to grow rapidly, shortening the cycle by 3 times. This is supreme-grade spiritual soil. Ah! Lu Yanran also grabbed a handful of soil and carefully felt the spirituality in it. It's so rich. It's much better than the soil in Peach Blossom Valley. It's not even on the same level. She once thought that the soil in Taohua Valley was good enough. Only by seeing the soil of the Wanyao world can you know what the real supreme grade is. Yanran, if it's pill refining, you can find spirit medicine here. Thank you, Lord. Lu Yanran smiled happily. You usually take care of all these spirit medicines. No. Wang Yi had just come to the world of medicine and had never looked after these spirit medicines. How can I have the time to take care of these spirit medicines? Just let them grow. Ah. Lu Yanran swallowed hard. So many precious spirit medicines, let them grow. For spirit medicine to grow, someone is needed to perform some rainmaking and fertilize. If it is allowed to grow, some spirit medicine may die. Holy Lord, it would be best if you could recruit a few disciples to look after the Wanyao realm. We can't waste such a great place. She felt that the Holy Lord must have very high standards and looked down upon spirit medicine, which was why he acted so indifferent. But no matter how small a mosquito is, it is still meat. Yes. Wang Yi nodded. I do plan to recruit a few disciples who know how to plant to look after these spirit medicines. If we let Yao Yao come, she will definitely be able to take good care of these spirit medicines. After Lu Yanran said this, she covered her mouth with her jade hands, knowing that she had said something she shouldn't have said. Yao Yao refers to the Peach Blossom Demon. Possessing the body of the Peach Blossom Emperor Demon, it is extremely rare. This demon body is good at taking care of spirit medicine and can also accelerate the growth of spirit medicine. It is precisely because of the existence of the Peach Blossom Demon that Peach Blossom Valley has been able to develop to this level in just a few hundred years. Unfortunately, Yao Yao has been seriously injured and it is unknown when she will recover. Who is Yao Yao? Wang Yi turned his head and looked at the girl who was covering her mouth. Oh, Yao Yao is my friend. It's not convenient for her to come now. Lu Yanran didn't dare to say the 3 words Peach Blossom Demon. Lu Chuyun had specifically instructed that the Peach Blossom Demon should not be mentioned in front of anyone, so as not to attract any prying eyes. Oh, forget it. Wang Yi found that Lu Yanran seemed to be hiding something and did not ask any more questions. Holy Lord, is the only spirit medicine here, by Linko. Lu Yanran looked forward, but her sight was blocked by the tall trees, so she could not see the situation behind her. Of course not. Wang Yi put his hands behind his back and said calmly, there are 100,000 acres of spiritual soil here, and spirit medicine grows everywhere. There must be at least 100,000 plants. Gulp. Lu Yanran swallowed her saliva, her eyes dull. 100,000 acres of spiritual land. 100,000 spirit medicine. Too much. For those sacred lands that are good at growing spirit medicine, it would be considered lucky to have several hundred acres of spiritual soil. It's not even a fraction of the Wanyao realm. If all 100,000 spirit medicines were used for pill refining, at least tens of thousands of pills could be refined. By then, her pill refining qualifications will surely be raised to an extremely strong level. In the future, if you need any medicine for refining, tell me and I'll bring you here to get it. Wang Yi controls the world of all medicines and knows the distribution of spirit medicine here, so it's easy to find. So as not to run around like a headless fly. In the world of medicine, the spirit medicines available are all the more common ones. If you encounter a rare type of spirit medicine, you still have to look for it outside. Thank you, Holy Lord. Lu Yanran felt that she was so lucky to be able to join the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. There are various elixir recipes and various rare spirit medicines here that can be used to refine elixirs. He will definitely become a strong alchemy Dao master in the future. Next, Wang Yi took Lu Yanran away from the Wanyao realm. The sun sets in the west. There were candles lit in the guest room, the flickering flames embellishing the dim room. Yanran, in this holy land of absolute beginning, you must practice alchemy Dao well. Lu Chuyun said earnestly. Such a good force is so hard to find. If you miss it, it will be a lifelong regret for you. Mother, don't worry. Lu Yanran's eyes reflected the candlelight, with a firmness in them. I will definitely not let the Holy Lord down. When I reach heavenly rank alchemist, I will go back to save Yao Yao. Before, we couldn't really say that pill refining could be upgraded to heavenly rank within 3 years. You can join the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, see all kinds of extraordinary things, and your faith will be much stronger. Yes. Lu Chuyun put his hand on Lu Yanran's round shoulders. Yao Yao depends on you. Mother. Lu Yanran hesitated for a moment. Can you tell the Holy Lord about Yao Yao's situation and save her? This is inappropriate. Lu Chuyun knew Yao Yao's value, so how could he dare to say it easily? Over the years, I have kept it like a treasure. Peach Blossom Valley is only opened once a month in order to better preserve the secret. Mother, I know you are afraid that the Holy Lord has a glimpse of Yao Yao. Lu Yanran sighed, but the Holy Lord's foundation is too strong, with all kinds of Emperor rank resources. A Peach Blossom Emperor demon body should be nothing in his eyes. Even she, with her Supreme Den Emperor body, was only an outer disciple when she came to the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Lu Yanran did not tell Lu Chuyun about many of the secrets she saw in the Wandan Emperor Palace today. If Lu Chuyun knew that there were tens of thousands of elixir recipes in the Wandan Emperor Palace, and the imperial elixir recipes accounted for 500 of them. In the Wanyao realm, there are 100,000 acres of spiritual soil and 100,000 spirit medicine plants. Now you know how terrifying the Holy Lord's true power is. What you said makes some sense. Lu Chuyun thought that the Holy Lord could easily take out the inheritance of an Emperor rank alchemist and casually give away an Emperor rank alchemy furnace. He really didn't need a demon. It's a bit early to talk about it now. You can stay in sacred land for a while, then it won't be too late to talk about Yao Yao. It would be great if the Holy Lord could save Yao Yao. Lu Yanran nodded and said, I understand. Heavenly Secrets Pavilion. 2 figures appeared on the observatory on the top floor. Old Man Tianji brewed a pot of tea and poured it for Wang Yi. Wild Mountain Tea, please have some. Wang Yi picked up the teacup with a faint smile, blew away the hot steam in the cup, and took a sip of the green tea. Good tea. Since it suits the fellow Taoist's taste, then this tea must be good. Old Man Tianji also said with a smile. After finishing a cup of tea, the old man raised his head and looked at the young man opposite him seriously. A few days ago, Peach Blossom Valley was opened, and fellow Taoist actually took Lu Yenran away despite the obstruction of Heavenly Pill sacred land. This shocked me. You know. Wang Yi was stunned. He had just arrived here and hadn't talked about this matter yet, but he didn't expect that the old man already knew about it. It is said that Old Man Tianji can spy on the secrets of heaven, and it is true. Old Man Tianji stroked his goatee and laughed. I also learned about this by observing the stars at night. Compared to the fellow Taoist's ability, I am far inferior. In his opinion, to be able to accept Lu Yenran as a disciple, she must have some special skills in alchemy Tao. Thank you for the compliment. Wang Yi smiled faintly and said nothing more. I came here this time to find out something. Speaking. Half a year later, at the youth conference, which prodigy is the strongest? Elder Tianji stroked his goatee and said slowly, in Hangzhou, if we talk about the most powerful prodigy, it's Su Zhengyu from the Tianjin Holy Sect. Possessing the body of the heavenly sun. The realm of soul formation 7th layer. After hearing this, Wang Yi's eyes narrowed slightly. Tianyang Zunti is one of the high-level Zunti. He has reached the soul formation 7th layer, so he must be very powerful. The Tianyang Zun body absorbs the yang energy of heaven and earth to cultivate. Its skills tend to be fierce and extremely powerful. There is also the soul formation 7th layer, which can fully bring out the advantages of the noble body. Jin Yu's jade bone body is just a low-level body, which is 2 levels weaker than the Tianyang body. The realm is much lower. Under the current circumstances, it is difficult to deal with Su Zhengyu. It seems that this time I have to choose a good martial art for Jin Yue to practice. If possible, upgrading the level of the jade bone body is also a good way to improve strength. Thank you very much. Fellow Taoist, no need to be polite. Elder Tianji smiled faintly. I'm afraid you came here this time to compete for the top spot, right? That's right. Wang Yi nodded gently. Holy Land of Absolute Beginning has been silent for a long time. It's time for it to come to the fore. Old Man Tianji stood beside the observatory with his hands behind his back, looking up at the starry sky. Among them, a new star rose slowly from the east, shining with brilliant divine light. I'm afraid the great battle is about to begin. A library with 10,000 volumes. Wang Yi climbed up the stairs, floor by floor. His eyes swept across the rows of tall bookshelves, searching for a technique suitable for Jin Yue to practice. Jin Yue possesses a jade bone body, which is a yin cold type of physique. Suitable for practicing the yin cold type of exercises. With this goal, the difficulty of searching is greatly reduced. Go up the stairs to the 7th floor. I saw a book on one of the bookshelves. The cover of the book was blue and exuded the power of ice. There were some powerful characters written on it. Icebound Miles. Just one look and I felt as if I was in a world of ice and snow, with a chill running down my back. Wang Yi picked up the book and held it in his big palm. This book, Frozen Miles, is an emperor rank high-grade technique. It is quite difficult to practice it. If you don't have a strong physique as a foundation, you will most likely be injured by the power of ice and won't be able to practice successfully. Given Jin Yu's aptitude, it shouldn't be difficult to practice. Thinking of this, he took Bingfeng Wanli and left the library. At the foot of the mountain, a graceful woman with long, straight legs stood there, like a beautiful landscape. Jin Yue. The little rabbit hiding in the grass saw the beauty who looked like a jade sculpture and secretly looked at her a few more times before leaving reluctantly. Suddenly, the absolute beginning token on Jin Yue's waist released a faint golden light. A magnetic voice came from the token. Jin Yue, come to the absolute beginning hall tonight, there is something important. Yes, sir. Jin Yue responded to the token. He thought to himself, what does the Holy Lord want to talk to me about? Time flies and it is evening. Jin Yue twisted her graceful waist, moved her lotus feet lightly, and walked slowly to the absolute beginning hall. Greetings to the Holy Lord. Jin Yue knelt on her knees and kowtowed to Wang Yi. Please stand up. Wang Yi said softly, and his eyes couldn't help but look at the slender, white thighs. Given his state of mind, he looked at it a few more times before looking away. I thought to myself, this pair of beautiful legs is so tempting. If it was before the transmigrate, this leg would be worth hundreds of millions. The beauties I have seen on TV are not even close to this pair of beautiful legs. Jean Yue raised her head and looked towards the man sitting on the main seat. At first, she noticed that the man's eyes were a little fiery. He stared at her long legs for a few seconds, and she was secretly happy. But within a few breaths, those eyes moved away. This scene made her feel helpless. The saint's state of mind is too high. Her beauty is not enough to make his heart move. It seems that her cultivation is still not charming enough. What does the Holy Lord want? Wang Yi said earnestly. Yue, you have been in Holy Land of Absolute Beginning for 4 months. It is time for you to make a contribution. Dedication. Jean Yue's eyes lit up when she heard these 2 words. I thought to myself, could it be that the Holy Lord wants me to sacrifice myself? Although she hopes to make the Holy Lord infatuated with her beauty. But when it really came to this point, I was still very nervous. Also because of Wang Yi's strong strength and the strong foundation of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning, she didn't know how to choose. Do you want to refuse? Just when Jean Yue was daydreaming, Wang Yi's voice rang out. Half a year later, there will be the Hangzhou Youth Conference. At that time, all the prodigy figures in Hangzhou who are under the age of 30 will attend. When Jean Yue heard this, 2 blushes appeared on her fair and tender cheeks. I knew that I had misunderstood just now, and I felt ashamed because of the dirty thoughts in my heart. Holy Lord, I know about the youth conference. Now that you are bringing this up, do you want me to participate? Wang Yi nodded with satisfaction. You are right. Holy Land of Absolute Beginning has been silent for many years. Many forces in Hangzhou and the people of Liming have long forgotten the existence of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Now that Sacred Land is under my control and has made significant progress, it is time to make the name of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning famous in Hangzhou. Having said that, he raised his head and looked at the beautiful woman in front of him. Yue, you are the first disciple to join the Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Although you are only a menial disciple responsible for guarding the mountain gate, you should also shoulder your due responsibilities. I must win the first place in this Hangzhou Youth Conference. Let the reputation of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning spread. After hearing this, Jean Yue clenched her fists tightly, with a determined light flashing in her eyes. Holy Lord, rest assured. Yue will definitely fight for the deserved honor for Holy Land of Absolute Beginning at the Youth Conference. Seeing Jean Yue's high morale, Wang Yi nodded with satisfaction. That's right. It's a great honor for Holy Land of Absolute Beginning to have a disciple like you. Now, there is still half a year until the youth conference. You must work hard to improve your strength. Break through to the soul formation realm within these 6 months. Jean Yue's pupils suddenly shrank and a sense of urgency arose in her heart. It is not easy to break through to the soul formation realm within half a year. The later the realm reaches, the more spirit chi needs to be absorbed with each advancement of the first layer. After 4 months of joining the Absolute Beginning Holy Church, he was only promoted to the 5th layer of Violet Palace. Even in a training ground where the spirit chi is hundreds of times denser, it is impossible to improve too quickly. Wang Yi seemed to see what Jean Yue was thinking. Now, Wan Elixir Peak has a new outer disciple, her name is Lu Yanran, and she is your senior sister. Speaking of the time of entry, Jean Yue started earlier than Lu Yanran. But Jean Yue was only a menial disciple, and her status was much lower than that of an outer disciple. So Lu Yanran is now Jean Yue's senior sister. What? I have a senior sister. Jean Yue was shocked. I never expected that Wan Elixir Peak would have an outer disciple. Holy Lord, what are the qualifications of this senior sister? Wang Yi said calmly, his aptitude is not that strong, just a little stronger than you, with the extreme Dan Emperor body. When Jean Yue heard this, she was stunned for a moment and her eyes widened. The extreme Dan Emperor body, isn't this enough? Known as one of the strongest physiques in the pill refining world. This is a talent that only comes once in a million years. He was actually accepted as a disciple by the Holy Lord. Compared with the Jiden Emperor body, her Yuguzun body is far inferior. Wang Yi continued, in the next few days, I will instruct Lu Yanran to refine more pills that can increase spirit chi for you to use. In the next 6 months, you must seize every opportunity to improve your strength. If you have any questions, you can always come to me. Jean Yue showed a look of joy on her face and kowtowed to Wang Yi quickly. Thank you, Holy Lord, for your cultivation. Although he was only a menial disciple, he gained many opportunities in the sacred land. Jin Yue was very grateful for this. I have always wanted to repay the Holy Lord for his kindness. Now, the youth conference is about to begin. An opportunity is before me. I must practice hard to win the honor of being the champion for the Holy Lord. By then, the name of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning will be well known in Hangzhou. Wang Yi looked through the open window at the blue sky outside and said earnestly, "It's not easy to win the championship in this youth conference. Your strongest opponent is Su Zhengyu, who possesses the heavenly sun body." Hearing the words, Tianyang Zunti, Jin Yue's expression gradually froze, and a huge rock hung in her heart. The Tianyang venerable body is a high-level venerable body, while the Yugu venerable body is only a low-level one. This enemy's potential and qualifications are much stronger than hers. Jin Yue raised her head and looked at Wang Yi nervously. "Holy Lord, how strong is this enemy?" Wang Yi placed his hand on the dragon head armrest and said slowly, "Soul formation 7th layer." When Jin Yue heard this state, she took a deep breath. Soul formation 7th layer, so powerful. At this moment, the pressure is like a mountain, pressing heavily on my back. But he did not retreat at all. He clenched his fists tightly, with a determined light flashing in his eyes. "No matter what, I will fight for the first place for the Holy Lord." Wang Yi saw Jin Yue's determined gaze and nodded slightly. Facing such a powerful opponent, she still has such fighting spirit. Her future achievements are limitless. "Yue, since I asked you to compete for the top spot, I naturally prepared something for you. What do you think this is?" After saying this, he flipped his wrist and took out a light blue book with ice power floating around it. Jin Yue caught the flying book in her hands and could feel an extremely cold force coming from the book. Her hands were shaking from the cold, a pale white chill was coming out of her body, and even her beautiful eyebrows were covered with a layer of frost. Such a strong ice power. Looking towards the front of the book, a few large characters come into view. Icebound Miles. Holy Lord, is this also an Emperor rank technique? Jin Yue just looked at the few big words on the book cover and felt as if she was in a world of ice and snow. So I guessed in my mind that this should be an Emperor rank technique. Wang Yi nodded with relief. "You guessed right, this book is Emperor rank. It's not Emperor rank supreme grade, it's only Emperor rank high grade." Jin Yue swallowed her saliva with a gulp. What does Emperor rank high grade mean? In the eyes of the Holy Lord, are Emperor rank supreme grade techniques the only ones worthy of the word apex level? This Emperor rank high grade is also very strong, okay. At this moment, I really admire the background of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. He can easily come up with so many Emperor rank techniques. In other sacred lands, only the Holy Lord or the Ancestor are qualified to practice Emperor rank techniques. If a saintess wants to practice Emperor rank techniques, he will have to spend many years of hard work before he can qualify. Wang Yi continued, "This book, Frozen 1000 Miles, is perfect for the cultivation of the Jade Bone Venerable Body. In the next 6 months, I must cultivate this frozen 10,000 miles to the basic accomplishment level." Jin Yue was stunned. "You want me to practice it to basic accomplishment?" Emperor rank techniques are the most difficult to practice among all the ranks. Getting started is relatively simple. But if you want to practice it to basic accomplishment, it will take at least 3 to 5 years. This is still the case with the Jade Bone Venerable Body. The aptitude is worse and it takes longer. There is still half a year until the youth conference. During this period, it is very difficult to practice Bingfeng Wanli to the basic accomplishment level. Wang Yi flipped his wrist and took out a grapefruit-sized fruit. The peel is green with obscure lines on it, which looks extremely extraordinary. What kind of fruit is this? Jin Yue could feel a very terrifying aura from this fruit. If you eat it, it might have some magical effects. Wang Yi said slowly, "This fruit is called enlightenment fruit, it can help you comprehend this technique." What? When Jin Yue heard the name of this fruit, her pupils suddenly contracted and she stared at the green fruit. Is this the legendary Wu Dao fruit? It's so big. I've heard of Dao fruit before, it should be a fruit the size of an apple. There aren't so many mysterious patterns on it. Wang Yi's mouth corners curled up slightly. Of course this is not an ordinary enlightenment fruit, but a 10,000-year enlightenment fruit. When you opened the gift package before, you will get a 1,000-year-old enlightenment tree. The fruits on it are larger than ordinary enlightenment fruits, so it can also be called a 1,000-year-old enlightenment fruit. The effect will be stronger. Jin Yue took a breath of cold air. It's actually the 10,000-year enlightenment fruit. Isn't it too rare? The enlightenment tree can bear fruit after growing for 100 years. The older the tree is, the more fruits it will bear and the larger the fruits will be. An ordinary enlightenment tree is already very rare. The 1,000-year-old enlightenment tree is hard to find in the world. The enlightenment tree is 10,000 years old, and you may not be able to find it even if you search the entire hidden dragon continent. She couldn't understand how the Holy Lord found the 10,000 years enlightenment fruit. Wang Yi threw the fruit gently and it floated in front of Jin Yue. After eating this fruit, you will experience enlightenment within a month. Wudao fruit will have different effects depending on the year. For example, the fruit from the century-old enlightenment tree, after eating it, the effect will disappear within 7 days. The effect of the fruit from the 1,000-year-old enlightenment tree will disappear within half a month after eating it. After eating 1 yen Wudao fruit, the effect can last for 1 month. The effect is strongest in the first half of the month, and gradually weakens in the second half until it disappears. Gulp. Jin Yue swallowed hard and carefully picked up the fruit in front of her. This 1,000-year-old Wudao fruit can be called a rare treasure. The effect can last for a month, it's amazing. After eating the enlightenment fruit, your enlightenment will be greatly improved. When you comprehend a technique, you can easily comprehend its mysteries. The value of possession is inestimable. At the beginning, the Holy Lord told her to practice the I-sealed 10,000 miles technique to the basic accomplishment level within half a year. It feels so hard. But with the enlightenment of fruit, everything will become possible. At the foot of the mountain. In a fragrant room, pink curtains hung on both sides of the bed. Jin Yue sat in front of the desk, holding a grapefruit-sized fruit in her delicate jade hands. 10,000 years of enlightenment fruit. It should be delicious, right? Gently bite open the skin to reveal pale white flesh. She opened her red lips slightly and took a light bite. The sweet and delicious flesh entered her stomach. A cool feeling rushed into her mind, shocking her spirit. Soon, the entire Wudao fruit entered his stomach. The power of enlightenment fruit gathered in my mind, as if a door opened in my mind. The bottleneck encountered in the previous comprehension of the skills was now easily solved. This is the power of the enlightenment fruit. So strong. He quickly took out Bingfeng Wanli and read the contents of the book. She just took a quick look at it and found it difficult to comprehend the mystery behind it. This time when I read it again, I quickly understood the meaning of those obscure words. Jin Yue entered a state of enlightenment, flipping through the book page by page, quickly comprehending the skills. The backyard of Absolute Beginning Hall. Wang Yi sat cross-legged in the yard and took out a body at random. Terrifying auras were released from the 8 Desolations Emperor's body. What a strong imperial body. It's much stronger than the previous Emperor bone. As long as I fuse it, my mortal physique disadvantage will completely disappear. He was forcibly promoted to the Great Emperor realm, causing his foundation to be unstable, and he did not fully possess the strength of a Great Emperor. It will be difficult to improve your realm again in the future. By integrating the imperial body, the foundation can be more stable. Then, practice a set of powerful body refining exercises to thoroughly lay a solid foundation. There will be no limit to what can be achieved in the future. Even if he encounters a great emperor who also possesses an imperial body, he will be able to fight. Otherwise, there will only be defeat. The integration process should not be simple. I don't know how long it will take. The Absolute Beginning Hall is a divine temple. Even the great emperor cannot break in. Any disturbance will not be transmitted. It is very safe. Guarded by the temple, the sacred land is indestructible. Fusion. Wang Yi was ready, and he squeezed out a drop of blood from his heart and dropped it on the emperor's body. Buzz. The emperor's body absorbed the blood from his heart, and his bronze skin emitted a faint blood-red glow. Adjusting its size to the same as Wang Yi's body, the two slowly approached each other. Wang Yi felt a slight pain on his skin and couldn't help but smile faintly. I am the great emperor realm. My body is strong, so the fusion process will be much simpler. If you are a few realms lower, you will be guilty. Just like that, the two bodies slowly merged together. It took nearly half a month to completely integrate. At this point, it is just the first step of integration. Next, the 8 desolate emperor body will temper the bones, muscles, and meridians of the body. For Wang Yi, this kind of tempering only caused a little soreness, which was not a big deal. Time flies, another half a month has passed, and the fusion of the 8 desolate emperor body is nearing completion. There is a thick layer of impurities like mud on the bronze skin. This is the garbage that hinders his cultivation. It has been lurking in the body. If it cannot be eradicated, it will affect his future cultivation. Now integrate the 8 desolate emperor body and remove all impurities from the body. Wang Yi could clearly feel that his body had become much lighter. He clenched his fists casually, and a sound like muffled thunder came from among his joints. The power is also several times stronger than before. If you practice a body refining technique, the disadvantages of forcibly improving your realm will be completely eradicated. It can also completely stabilize the foundation. There will be no problem if you practice again in the future. The current level is just the Great Emperor first layer. Above this, every level advancement is a huge leap. There is still a long way to go in the future before becoming a truly invincible strongman. Oh, and there's also the Extreme Tao Emperor weapon. Extreme Tao Emperor weapon is the most powerful weapon in the world. If one could master one thing, he could bring the Great Emperor's power to its fullest. After the fusion of the Emperor's body, a terrifying aura rose into the sky, and under the sky, a giant 3,000 feet tall was formed. The giant stands tall, like a pillar supporting heaven and earth, giving people an unshakable feeling. Those strong muscles, like a small mountain, contain terrifying power. Several disciples of Holy Land of Absolute Beginning were all shocked when they saw the giant in the sky. Jin Yue had a feeling that if the giant just stomped his feet, she would die under his divine power. Hiss! That is the breath from the ancient times, so scary. It should be an emperor's body. The phantom formed by the body was probably only about 1,000 feet high. Only at the emperor body level can the phantom reach 3,000 feet. Could it be the Holy Lord's imperial body? The Holy Lord not only has the emperor's bones, but also the emperor's body. Who else can be the enemy of the Holy Lord? Whether it is the emperor's bones or the emperor's body, they are both extremely powerful. If the two appeared in the same person's body, they would unleash even more terrifying divine power. Absolute Beginning Temple. After Wang Yi achieved the emperor's body, a vast golden divine power merged into the emperor's bone in his chest. The emperor's bone absorbed this golden divine power, and the sword Tao patterns contained in it became finer and finer. The sword intent contained in it has also been greatly enhanced. His consciousness was concentrated in his body, looking towards the 10,000 swords emperor bone. At the beginning, there were probably hundreds of sword Tao patterns on the 10,000 sword emperor bone. As the golden divine power was absorbed, more and more lines appeared on the sword Tao. Wang Yi was overjoyed. The power of the emperor's body has enhanced sword bone. That's a good thing. It is extremely difficult to upgrade sword bone. Especially this kind of emperor rank sword bone, only some extremely rare opportunities can improve its quality. Every sword Tao pattern on sword bone represents sword Tao aptitude. The more lines there are, the stronger the sword Tao aptitude is. For example, Wanzuan sword bone, apex level, only has dozens of sword Tao patterns. The 10,000 sword emperor bones had hundreds of sword Tao lines at the beginning. After absorbing the divine power, the lines on the sword bone became more and more numerous. 110. 120. 130. The vast sword Tao aura rises from the emperor's bones. Basic accomplishment of Di Gu. Wang Yi was delighted. It's improving so fast. This is the benefit of fusing two emperor rank constitutions. There is still some divine power that has not been completely absorbed. The texture on sword bone is still improving. 150. 180. 200. The golden sword bone is densely covered with sword Tao patterns. The texture at this time is twice as good as at the beginning. Sword Tao qualifications will also double. Don't underestimate this doubling, it is an improvement based on the emperor's bone. The vast sword Tao aura rises from the emperor's bones. I can clearly feel that my control over sword Tao has improved a lot, and I will definitely be able to comprehend sword techniques faster in the future. Sword bone great accomplishment. The fusion of the imperial body actually has such great benefits. Someone mentioned before that the fusion of the two systems will lead to a significant improvement in physical fitness, and it is indeed true. At this time, the divine power released by the 8 desolate emperor body had been completely absorbed by sword bone. Buzz. Sword bone trembled slightly, and the lines on it came alive and transformed into tiny golden swords that moved through the body like tadpoles. The small sword released vast sword energy to temper the 8 desolate emperor's body. The imperial body that had just been obtained was also growing stronger rapidly. An hour later, he could clearly sense that his imperial body had become much stronger. The body becomes lighter and the strength becomes stronger. After being driven out by the small sword, the impurities like black mud flowed out of the body through 36,000 pores. Imperial basic accomplishment. There was obvious joy on Wang Yi's face. Very good. This is sword bone helping me improve my imperial body. If he were to upgrade his imperial body, it would require a huge amount of resources and would take a long time to temper his body before he could complete it. The imperial body and sword bone merged with each other, saving this process. Help Wang Yi to upgrade his emperor body to the basic accomplishment level in a very short time. 5 hours later. 200 small swords are still busy in the body. Wang Yi's skin was covered with a thick layer of black mud, making him look like a mud monkey. The body felt increasingly lighter, filled with endless strength. With a wave of the hand, the power could cause the sky to collapse and the earth to split. Great accomplishment of the imperial body. At this time, the small sword disappeared. Wang Yi's body shook slightly, and all the black mud on his body fell off. 8 desolate emperor body. With a light shout, the aura of the emperor's body was released. The body continued to expand, becoming taller and bigger. In just the blink of an eye, he transformed into a giant hundreds of feet tall. This is a transformation ability of the 8 desolate emperor body, which allows the body to expand rapidly in a short period of time and gain more terrifying power. Wang Yi looked down at his big hands and gently clenched them, and the sound of muffled thunder rang out between heaven and earth. Boom. What a powerful force. At least 5 times as much as before. This is the power of a great emperor, enough to destroy the world, and it is very difficult to improve. That is to say, only this kind of apex-level emperor body, after incarnation, can have such terrifying strength amplification. If the emperor body reaches the transformation realm and changes its body, the strength amplification can be increased tenfold. When you reach the peak state, strength amplification can reach 20 times. This is 20 times the power of the great emperor realm, so you can imagine how powerful it is. The emperor's body is too strong. Wang Yi decided that if he had enough resources in the future, he would continue to improve the 8 desolate emperor body. Only by reaching the peak state as early as possible can you unleash the strongest combat power. After practicing for a month, Wang Yi's strength has improved greatly. During this period, some warning sounds were heard but were ignored. Enter the system and look at the prompt. Ding! Jin Yue has reached the entry level in her cultivation of frozen miles. You have reached the pinnacle of proficiency in controlling frozen miles. Integrate the memory of the frozen miles. Wang Yi raised the corner of his mouth. The memories of practicing the ice and snow miles merged into his mind and became one with his own memories. After nearly an hour, he completely mastered this martial art. It's done. This method of cultivation is extremely fast. No matter what martial arts you want to learn, just let your disciples practice hard until they reach the entry level. In addition to this tip, there are other ones. Ding! Lu Yanran has practiced the Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Code and has initially mastered the Dragon Fire Alchemy Dao, reaching the entry level. You have mastered the Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Code and reached the highest level of proficiency. A more powerful memory merged into my mind. This memory is 100 times more than the ice-covered miles. Alchemy Dao is much more complicated to practice than martial arts. Lu Yanran was able to enter so quickly because of her strong Emperor Pill aptitude. Merge the memories again. In my mind, scenes of pill refining medicine, and reciting spirit medicine habits emerged, flashing through my mind like slides. Among them is the scene of using dragon fire to refine elixirs, which is the most numerous and precious of these memories. The Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Code, which contains the Dragon Fire Alchemy Dao. When this alchemy Tao is practiced to the highest level, one can refine the imperial pill. After Lu Yanran became a disciple, Wang Yi learned the method of refining the imperial pill. This fusion took a full 10 days. Wang Yi suddenly opened his eyes, a ball of fire flashed in his pupils. Looking closely, he found that there was a fire dragon hidden in the fire. Dragon Fire Alchemy Tao, it's really powerful. From now on, I will also be able to refine the imperial pill. If Lu Yanran has any questions about the Dragon Fire Alchemy Tao, she can also give him guidance. There are also prompts in the system. Ding! Lu Yanran comprehended the formula of Heavenly Origin Pill and cultivated to the entry level. You have obtained the ultimate refining method of Heavenly Origin Pill. Ding! Lu Yanran comprehended the formula of the Ultimate Spirit Pill and cultivated to the entry level. You have obtained the ultimate refining method of the Ultimate Spirit Pill. Ding! Lu Yanran comprehended the Soul Formation Pill formula and cultivated to the entry level. You have obtained the Ultimate Soul Formation Pill refining method. Bite. Waves of pill refining memories merged into Wang Yi's mind. This time, there are a total of 10 recipes for elixirs. Before Wang Yi merged with the Emperor body, he specifically instructed Lu Yanran to practice some methods of refining elixirs. These are all pills that contain more spirit qi. After refining, they can be given to disciples within the sect for use. Jin Yue wants to break through to the soul formation realm within half a year, and she cannot do without these pills. It took about half a day to memorize and integrate all 10 kinds of elixirs. Lu Yanran practices diligently and is a good talent worth cultivating. Wang Yi said with a smile. Now, I also mastered the refining methods of 10 kinds of elixirs. Fire Dragon Alchemy Tao mainly talks about the method of controlling dragon fire pill refining. If you want to refine pills, you also need to master the formula of the pill and know how to combine spirit medicine to make it into a pill. There is still a step to improve the system. Ding! Jin Linglong comprehended the imperial massage technique and cultivated it to the entry level. You have obtained the pinnacle proficiency of the imperial massage technique. A lot of massage memories are integrated into my mind. After taking complete control, Wang Yi's eyes lit up. The Emperor's massage technique is indeed an apex-level technique. It actually has such a magical effect. At this time, he wanted to find a female apprentice to try his hand. Wandan Emperor Palace. In a pill refining room, on the windowsill in the corner, there is a celadone vase with a few peach tree branches in it, with light pink peach blossoms blooming on them. In the middle was placed a crimson alchemy furnace, with scorching flames emanating from the ventilation holes of the furnace. The peach blossoms in the vase wilted in the scorching heat. The long-haired woman in the alchemy room was concentrating on controlling the flame of the furnace. He let the sweet sweat slide down his delicate skin, not daring to wipe it off. Phew! After a while, black smoke came out of the holes in the furnace. Lu Yanran's cheeks were blackened by smoke. Ah! It's burnt again. Lu Yanran sighed helplessly and wiped her forehead with her jade hand, leaving a trace of charcoal. At this moment, a magnetic voice sounded from behind. You don't know much about soul formation pills. The flame control is not precise enough. The spirit medicine will definitely burn. Wang Yi stood outside the door and watched for a while. When he saw that pill refining was finished, he walked in. Holy Lord! Lu Yanran was very flustered. Yanran has wasted a few spirit medicines again. I hope the Holy Lord won't blame me. Spirit medicine is extremely precious, and many sacred lands are reluctant to let their disciples refine high-level elixirs for fear of wasting resources. A few spirit medicines are nothing. Wang Yi didn't care about it. You should memorize the spirit medicines of the soul formation pill thoroughly, and then you won't be in a hurry when refining the pill. It will also be easier to control the flames. Lu Yanran breathed a sigh of relief when she heard that the Holy Lord did not blame her. I thought to myself, the Holy Lord seems to know a lot about pill refining techniques. In the 1.5 months since I joined Sacred Land, I haven't even met Wang Yi. I also didn't get any guidance from Wang Yi. To practice alchemy Tao, one must read the Dragon Fire Emperor Pill Code. There are many things I don't understand and I can't get any guidance. Therefore, she guessed in her heart that Wang Yi did not seem to understand the art of pill refining but was good at other things. In the path of cultivation, there are many kinds of great Tao to follow. Like body refining, sword training, pill refining, knife training. It is impossible for one person to master every Taoist method. It is easier to reach the top if you focus on practicing one thing. Wang Yi put his hands behind his back and said leisurely, Yanran, in 1.5 months, you can master the Dragon Fire Alchemy Tao. It can be considered an extraordinary talent. Ah. Did you figure it out? Lu Yanran had never told anyone about her introduction to Dragon Fire Alchemy Tao. Well, from the way you control the flames, I can tell some clues. Wang Yi said softly. Just from the way you control the flames, I can tell. Lu Yanran raised her dark face. Could it be that you also know Dragon Fire Alchemy Tao? That's right. Wang Yi nodded slightly. Lu Yanran's eyes lit up. Holy Lord, I don't understand a lot about controlling dragon fire. I hope you can give me some pointers. How difficult is that? Wang Yi smiled inconspicuously. Before, he didn't know how to control the dragon fire. But now, after integrating those memories, I understand a lot more. Use the dragon fire and let me see it. Lu Yanran took out a handkerchief embroidered with peach blossoms from her arms, wiped her dark palms, and placed the handkerchief on the corner of the table. He quickly formed a few seals with his hands in front of his chest, and a stream of spirit chi spurted out from between his palms and turned into a cluster of flames. She possessed the extreme Den Emperor body, but could not control fire, and could only use spirit chi to transform it. Lu Yanran's jade fingers swayed slightly, and the flames moved around her fingertips, sometimes expanding, sometimes shrinking, very flexibly. After lasting for about a cup of tea, the flame popped and dissipated between heaven and earth. Holy Lord! Lu Yanran lowered her head in embarrassment, with a trace of embarrassment on her face. I have pill refined twice today, and my spirit chi has been consumed a bit too much, so I can't hold on for long. If the spirit chi is not consumed, it should last for one stick of incense. Wang Yi shook his head slightly. Your short duration is not due to consuming too much spirit chi. Ah. Lu Yanran looked puzzled. That's because your method of using luck is wrong. Wang Yi pulled up Lu Yanran's jade hand, raised her index finger, and gently drew a line on it with her fingernail. Just now you controlled the spirit chi and injected it into the wrong meridian. It should be this one. There are many meridians in the body, and the results produced will be different depending on the meridian into which spirit chi is injected. Often, if one meridian is disrupted, it will lead to the inability to condense martial arts. This one. Lu Yanran made the hand seal again, and her spirit chi followed the one Wang Yi mentioned, and a cluster of flames emerged from her palm again. This time, the dragon fire aura contained in the flame was more obvious and easier to control. The consumption of spirit chi is much reduced. It's true. Lu Yanran's eyes, as clear as autumn water, sparkled with star-like brilliance. Using this meridian to cast the dragon fire, it should be able to last for an hour. The dragon fire aura is also much stronger than before. Holy Lord, you are so awesome. The movement of spirit chi in the meridians is very covert, and it is difficult for outsiders to see any clues. Just now, she only used it once, and Wang Yi could easily see the problem. This means that his control over dragon fire is much stronger than mine. As long as you practice diligently, sooner or later, the dragon fire you control will become stronger and stronger. Wang Yi said earnestly. Holy Lord! Lu Yanran raised her head, with a hint of expectation in her eyes. Can you let your disciple see the real dragon fire? What's the difficulty? Wang Yi raised his hand and hit it with a snap sound. A cluster of flames flew up from the fingertips and formed the shape of a fire dragon in the air. The dragon head and scales are lifelike, and even the beard is clearly visible. The terrifying dragon race pressure emanated from the fire dragon. Ah! Lu Yanran was so scared after feeling the dragon's might at such a close distance that she collapsed to the ground. What a terrifying dragon race vibe. Too strong. This is just the aura of the dragon race, and it is so strong. If the real dragon race comes, how terrifying will it be? Wang Yi pointed toward the window. The fire dragon flew out of the window with its fangs bared and its claws bared. It grew bigger and bigger in the sky, reaching a length of 100 feet. Roar! The dragon roars to the sky and all the beasts submit. The white clouds in the sky were also dyed a layer of fiery red. This can't be a real dragon. Lu Yanran was completely stunned. The fire dragon turned out to be 100 feet long, and every scale on its body was extremely clear. One can't help but wonder whether this is a real dragon, not an illusion of fire. Holy Lord, do you have fire dragon bloodline? If it was a strong person with fire dragon bloodline, it would be clear. I don't have the fire dragon bloodline. Wang Yi waved his hand slightly. This fire dragon is the dragon fire technique recorded in the Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Classic. Ah. Lu Yanran's heart was beating wildly. What realm can be used to cast such a terrifying fire dragon? Just now, when she used the dragon fire technique, she only summoned a ball of fire with a slight dragon race vibe. The Holy Lord's dragon fire technique can transform him into a giant dragon hundreds of feet long, and the dragon's might can intimidate all beasts. Wang Yi put his hands behind his back and spoke in a leisurely voice. When you have mastered the dragon fire technique to the highest level, you will be able to cast a fire dragon like this. Oh my god. Lu Yanran covered her sexy red lips with her jade hands, reaching the pinnacle. Isn't the Holy Lord's dragon fire technique too powerful? After mastering the dragon fire technique, I felt that it would be very difficult to advance to the next level. It will take 2 to 3 years to reach basic accomplishment. This is the result of her possessing an imperial body and high level of comprehension. If someone with poor qualifications comes, it may take 7, 8 or even more than 10 years to achieve basic accomplishment. It would take at least several hundred years to cultivate to the pinnacle of perfection. I never thought that the Holy Lord could cultivate the dragon fire technique to such a powerful level. How strong is the Holy Lord's pill refining ability? Could it be that it is at the same level as the one controlling the dragon fire? I really want to see it. Wang Yi raised his head, looked at the beautiful woman, and said, "Have you refined the soul formation pill I asked you to refine?" Not yet. Lu Yanran's heart was beating wildly. Soul formation pill is a profound rank supreme grade pill, and the refining process is complicated. I tried 5 times, but failed every time. When the Violet Palace realm is upgraded to its peak, a barrier will appear, and you will need to use elixirs to make it easier to break through to the soul formation realm. Therefore, Wang Yi planned to refine the soul formation pill to help Jin Yue break through the realm. Now the faster the better. Only by improving your realm as soon as possible can you have the strength to deal with Su Zhengyu. 5 times and still not successful. Wang Yi shook his head, then don't practice it anymore. Ah. Lu Yanran was frightened by these words. Holy Lord, please don't blame me. I will work hard and I will definitely succeed. You, just refine the pills containing spirit chi. Wang Yi didn't mean to blame me, let me refine the soul formation pills. The higher the quality of the soul formation pill, the higher the probability of breaking through to the soul formation realm after taking it. Even if Lu Yanran could refine the soul formation pill, the quality would not be very high. After Jin Yue took it, she might not be able to break through the barrier immediately. Oh! Lu Yanran's eyes lit up. You want to refine the soul formation pill? That's great. She was just wanting to see the Holy Lord's pill refining ability, and here came the opportunity. Wait, you must take a good look at it later, maybe you can learn something from it. Please step back outside. After Wang Yi gave the order, Lu Yanran immediately walked out and closed the door. The door of this pill refining room has a window with a hollow middle and a layer of isolation barrier. You can see through the barrier and see what's inside. Wang Yi flicked his sleeves, his robe flew back, and he sat cross-legged on the cushion. He raised his hand and gently tapped the alchemy furnace. Boom. The furnace cover flew up and hovered in the air. He picked up 7 or 8 spirit medicines from the shelf and threw them into the furnace. When Lu Yanran saw this scene, her pupils suddenly shrank. Ah! The Holy Lord threw all 8 spirit medicines into the furnace. This kind of control is too difficult. To make the elixir, one needs to put the spirit medicine plants one by one into the elixir furnace and use flames to refine them into liquid medicine. It is difficult to control the intensity of the flame precisely when refining one spirit medicine at a time. Refining 2 spirit medicines at the same time doubles the difficulty. The flame needs to be divided into 2 clusters, each with a different flame temperature. Spirit medicine has a different melting point, so if the flame temperature is slightly higher, it will burn. If the temperature is not high or the baking time is too long, the spirit medicine will be burnt and its spirituality will dissipate. Therefore, it is extremely difficult to refine two kinds of spirit medicine at one time. For someone like Wang Yi, who throws 8 spirit medicines into the furnace at the same time, he needs to separate 8 clusters of flames and control different temperatures to refine those spirit medicines. A little less control can cause the spirit medicine to burn or dry up. It is the most challenging part for the alchemist. This refining method is too difficult, it will probably burn the spirit medicine. Holy Lord, has it been so long since you last tried pill refining that you've forgotten how to refine it? Pill refining room. Bang. Cover the furnace with the furnace cover. Wang Yi pinched a spell and pointed it at the toe under the alchemy furnace. The fire dragon coiled on his feet spewed out a stream of scorching dragon fire from his mouth, all of which merged into the cauldron. Whoosh! Inside the cauldron, scorching dragon fire ignited. Even though there was a barrier between them, Lu Yanran took 7 or 8 steps back before she could steady herself. Oh my God! The Holy Lord is using the power of dragon fire to refine the elixir. This is to refine the dragon fire soul formation pill. Before, when she used the Dragon Fire Emperor Alchemy Furnace, she used the dragon fire transformed from her own spirit chi and did not dare to use the fire dragon in the furnace at all. The fire of that fire dragon was so terrifying that it was extremely difficult to control. If you are not careful, a furnace of spirit medicine will be burned to ashes. With Lu Yanran's current control, she is simply unable to use the fire dragon. And Wang Yi dared to use dragon fire while refining 8 spirit medicines at the same time. The difficulty of control will increase dozens of times. Dragon fire comes from the fire dragon, and it is much more difficult to control than the dragon fire that is created by oneself. Whoosh whoosh. The temperature in the furnace is getting higher and higher. Even through the barrier, Lu Yanran could feel the terrifying dragon race flame, and her delicate body was trembling slightly. The dragon fire burned madly in the alchemy furnace, and the 8 spirit medicines were refined in just a few dozen breaths. Concentrate. Wang Yi exclaimed softly and clenched his palm into the air. The 8 balls of spiritual liquid in the alchemy furnace slowly merged together to form the shape of a pill. Rise. The hot furnace cover flew up, and a light red pill flew out of the furnace, slowly spinning in the air. Lu Yanran's eyes widened. It's done. Refine 8 spirit medicines at the same time. And use the power of dragon fire. Such a rare refining method, the Holy Lord can master it with ease. This pill refining ability is so scary. Before, she thought that the Holy Lord didn't know how to pill refining. Who would have thought that he is not only capable of this, but also an expert in pill refining? Pill refining room. The pill slowly rotated in the air, and the fragrance of the pill became stronger and stronger. A crack slowly appeared on the pill. Looking closely, the crack did not cause the pill to split, but instead formed a mysterious alchemy Dao pattern, making the pill's fragrance 3 points stronger. When Lu Yanran saw the pill pattern, her peach blossom eyes widened. This is how the pill pattern was formed. Oh my God! Pill pattern. When refining the elixir, the spirit medicine in it is refined to the extreme, and then the pill pattern can be formed. With a pill pattern, the effect of this pill will be increased by 20%. The Holy Lord is so powerful. Refine 8 spirit medicines at the same time, use the power of the fire dragon, and refine the spirit medicine to this degree. He is definitely a strong man in the world of alchemists. The spirit medicine of each elixir is different, and the refining methods are also slightly different. For example, soul formation pill is the rarest type of profound rank pill. If you want to refine it into a pill pattern, you must practice it day after day, and it may only appear after hundreds of times. Although the Holy Lord looks young, he has such pill refining ability, which shows that his pill refining talent is too strong. A pill pattern appeared on the pill again. Two pill patterns. Lu Yanran was stunned. Too rare. A pill pattern can increase the effectiveness of pills by 20%. 2 pill patterns can increase the effectiveness of pills by 50%. During the pill refining process, the more skilled you are, the fewer impurities the pill contains, and the greater the number of pill patterns you will have. After the second one appears, the third one follows. Article 4. Looking at the increasing number of pill patterns on the pills, Lu Yanran was completely dumbfounded. 4. Oh my god. And it's still increasing, 7 now. 9. Article 9. This is the 9-pattern soul formation pill. The Holy Lord has refined the soul formation pill to its true perfection. Spirit medicine contains many impurities. If the impurities are not removed during the refining process, they will remain in the elixir and reduce its quality. The more impurities removed, the higher the quality of the pill. The 9 lines represent the removal of all impurities from spirit medicine. With several spirit medicines complementing each other, the effect of this pill will increase dramatically. 3-patterned elixir, the effect is doubled. 6-patterned elixir, the effect is increased 4-fold. 9-patterned elixir, the effect is increased 10-fold. This is 10 times the effect. Lu Yanran swallowed her saliva, 1 is equivalent to 10. Even if your aptitude is poor and your foundation is extremely unstable, you will definitely be able to break through to the soul formation realm by taking this pill. The Holy Lord's alchemy Tao is so powerful. Think about it, the Holy Lord just now refined this soul formation pill to perfection under such extreme conditions, and the required pill refining level is much higher. The original color of the soul formation pill was light yellow, but after being tempered by the dragon fire, it turned into light red. It contains a lot of dragon fire power. After taking it, not only can you break through to the soul formation realm, but it can also temper your body and greatly improve your physical fitness. The value of this 9-pattern soul formation pill is inestimable. If it were put up for auction, it would surely fetch a sky-high price. Pill refining room. Wang Yi took out a palm-sized mahogany brocade box and placed the soul formation pill in it. Give this pill to Jin Yue later. Breaking through the soul formation realm is just a matter of time. Holy Lord. Lu Yanran walked into the room and looked up at the burly men. In her eyes, the Holy Lord became taller and more mysterious. At first, I thought Wang Yi didn't understand pill refining. Who would have thought that this idea was totally wrong? Wang Yi nodded slightly. Yanran, you must practice alchemy Tao well. Sooner or later, you will be able to reach the level of the deity. To your level. Lu Yanran's eyes were like a pool of water, shining with star-like light. Yanran will definitely work hard and practice alchemy Tao well. That's right, she also wants to become an alchemy Tao expert like Wang Yi. On a small path not far from the mountain gate, a young man, accompanied by a young boy, walked quickly. The young man was Qin Feiyu's partner, named Lu Jingwei. Brother, how long will it take us to get there? Lu Jingwei joined the Tianjin Holy Sect with king body qualifications, was noticed by Qingzhou Peak, and was accepted as a core disciple. In just a few months, his strength increased rapidly and he also learned powerful martial arts. The young man looked to be about 21 or 22 years old. He had been a member of Qingzhou Peak for 8 years and was a senior fellow apprentice. When Lu Jingwei passed by this place during his training trip, he remembered that the holy land of absolute beginning that Qin Feiyu joined was here, so he wanted to go and visit. By the way, show off the rich opportunities you have obtained in the Tianjin Holy Sect. Yu Kaifeng raised his head and looked towards the mountain gate in front of him. If I remember correctly, the location in front is the gate to the holy land of absolute beginning. Oh! Lu Jingwei hung the exquisite long sword around his waist, in a very conspicuous position. This sword was given to him by his master. It is a high-grade spiritual sword. It was only because of his king body qualifications that he could obtain a weapon of this level right after joining the Tianjin Holy Church. If you change to someone with lower qualifications, it will most likely be mortal weapon. Lu Jingwei touched the Qing Feng sword at his waist with a look of pride on his face. Qin Feiyu will be envious to death when he sees this Qing Feng sword, right? A body as weak as his is only fit for a wooden sword. It would be a waste to give it to an ordinary sword. The wooden sword has no grade at all, and is not even a mortal weapon. The two walked along the mountain path for a while and came to an open land. Oink oink. The sound of broom rubbing against gravel was heard. Lu Jingwei looked up and saw who else could it be but Qin Feiyu. Feiyu. With a few steps, he approached Qin Feiyu. Shhhh. Dust was flying. Lu Jingwei waved his hand in disgust and pinched his nose. I'll sweep it later. This dust will dirty my Qing Feng sword. Jingwei. Qin Feiyu looked up and saw that it was Lu Jingwei, who grew up in the same village and often bullied him. The dust settled, and Lu Jingwei walked over with a swagger. The Qingfeng sword at his waist flashed a golden light from time to time under the bright eyes. It was as if he was deliberately showing off in front of Qin Feiyu. Jingwei, did you get the spiritual sword? Qin Feiyu's sword Dao was getting stronger and stronger, and he could see the spirituality of the sword at a glance. Ha ha. Lu Jingwei patted the long sword at his waist. I joined the Tianqian Holy Sect, and my master saw that I had extraordinary talent, so he rewarded me with a Qingfeng sword. This is spirit rank high grade. Isn't it amazing? After Qin Feiyu's horizons broadened, he became disdainful of spirit rank high grade. However, he is a simple and honest person who doesn't like to show off, so he still speaks politely. Spirit rank high grade, that's pretty impressive. Are you jealous? Lu Jingwei straightened his back. With my king body qualifications, I have gained a lot of resources in the Holy Church. In addition to the spirit sword, there is also spirit rank sword technique that can be learned. From now on, I will pull you further and further away. Qin Feiyu smiled innocently and said, spirit rank sword skill. Congratulations. Jingwei, you will definitely have a good development in Tianqian Holy Church. Ha ha ha, of course. Lu Jingwei's vanity was greatly satisfied when he heard the compliment. Is this the sword your master gave you? I noticed that Qin Feiyu had a very delicate-looking long sword on his waist. However, the aura was very ordinary, without any spirit chi released. In this case, it is most likely a low-level ordinary sword. Yeah. Qin Feiyu nodded slightly, it's just an ordinary sword. He is a person who doesn't like to compete and is devoted to the pursuit of sword Dao. I don't care about other mundane matters at all. Can you let me see it? Lu Jingwei felt that the hilt of the sword was quite delicate, so he wanted to take it and play with it. No. Qin Feiyu shook his head quickly, this is the sword given to me by the Holy Lord. No one is allowed to see it without his permission. I'm just taking a look, what's there to hide? The more he refused, the more Lu Jingwei wanted to see the sword. It really won't work. Qin Feiyu took a step back. You kid, it's just a broken sword, what's there to hide? Yu Kaifeng was used to doing things in an arrogant and domineering manner, and his personality was similar to Lu Jingwei, so the two of them were close. Take it out and let my junior brother take a look. I'll return it to you later. What kind of sword does our Tianqian Holy Sect not have? Can I still steal yours? After saying this, he reached out to grab the sword. Qin Feiyu quickly took a step back. No. The Lord has commanded that this sword must never leave my body. Holy Lord. Ha ha. Yu Kaifeng sneered, his eyes sweeping across the surrounding mountains. In this desolate place, the sect is about to disband, and you still dare to call yourself the Holy Lord. I think it's better to disband sooner rather than later. Stop talking nonsense. There was obvious anger in Qin Feiyu's eyes, and he clenched the Tianyin Emperor sword in his hand. The Holy Land of Absolute Beginning is the most powerful sacred land I have ever seen, bar none. There is no way we will disband. He is a simple and honest person. He can insult himself, but he cannot insult sacred land. It was the Holy Lord who gave him a second life, so he must use his life to protect the sacred land. This is just a deserted place. And you dare to call it the strongest sacred land? Yu Kaifeng sneered, stop it. I heard that your Holy Lord used to be a beggar, begging on the streets of Jinling City. If I pass by one day, I will definitely give him a meal. You're looking for death. Qin Feiyu's eyes suddenly burst out with anger. This person actually said that the Holy Lord is a beggar. How can I tolerate this? Thinking of this, he put his hand on the Tianyin Emperor sword at his waist. Boy, you still dare to attack me. Yu Kaifeng discovered Qin Feiyu's intention and quickly drew out his sword. Clang. In the sunlight, the sword edge flashed coldly. This sword is of profound rank middle grade and is called Xianmang sword. It took him 5 years to get it after joining the sect. Today, I will teach you a lesson, little brat. The Xianmang sword drew an arc and slashed towards Qin Feiyu's wrist. Heaven-slaying sword drawing technique. Qin Feiyu stared at the flying sword, and with a slight pull of his wrist, the Tianyin sword was unsheathed, drawing an arc and hitting the moving trajectory of the Xianmeng sword. Clang! The Xianmeng sword broke with a sound and fell to the ground with a bang. F***CK. Xianmeng sword. Yu Kaifeng was stunned for a moment. He fell to the ground and picked up the broken section of the sword. The fracture is as smooth as a mirror, without any trace of dent. It also means that the sword that cut it was too sharp. It's as easy as cutting tofu. Senior brother. Your Xianmeng sword. Lu Jingwei was also dumbfounded, staring blankly at the broken sword. This sword is profound rank middle grade and is extremely hard. Even when fighting against treasure weapon, it can exchange hundreds of moves without breaking. At most, there will be a few gaps. Qin Feiyu's sword cut off the profound rank middle grade long sword with just one strike. The cut is still so smooth. It only proves one thing: the sword in Qin Feiyu's hand is not simple. It is definitely stronger than a treasure grade long sword. Gulp. Lu Jingwei swallowed hard. This sword, could it be a king-level sword? Oh my god. Impossible. Wang Jian was definitely in existence that he could hardly imagine. Why did it end up in the hands of a menial disciple? In the Tianjin Holy Sect, only the strong ones at the peak master level are qualified to use the king's sword. Boy, give me back the Xianmeng sword. Yu Kaifeng was really anxious. It took him 5 years to obtain the Xianmeng sword. It hadn't even been used for 2 years when it was cut into 2 pieces. You insulted sacred land first, so I took action. Qin Feiyu didn't intend to make things like this. Yu Kaifeng stared at the sword in Qin Feiyu's hand, his eyes were red, and his heart was gradually going crazy. Hand over your sword, or I will kill you. This sword is so powerful that it can even cut through profound rank weapons in one blow. Its value is inestimable. If he could get hold of this sword, wouldn't he be able to do whatever he wants in the future? Don't even think about it. Qin Feiyu also discovered the enemy's greed. He even dared to have evil intentions towards the sword given by the Holy Lord. This is absolutely something he cannot tolerate. Yu Kaifeng stared at the Tianyin Emperor sword, with greed in his eyes. Grabbing the half-broken Xianmeng sword, he rushed towards Qin Feiyu. Qin Feiyu put his hand on the hilt of the sword and drew the sword out of the sheath again. Clang! The long sword slashed Yu Kaifeng's neck at an extremely fast speed. The latter's lower body was still running, but his head fell to the ground. This time, there was no holding back. Anyone who insults sacred land is his enemy and must be eradicated. Gulp. Yu Kaifeng's body fell to the ground, his head rolled into the grass, his eyes still looking at the boy in front of him. Until his death, he never figured out why this man who looked so young had such terrifying sword-drawing skills. Ah. Senior brother. Lu Jingwei was so scared that he peed his pants when he saw the head rolling into the bushes and the corpse lying in a pool of blood. Feiyu, why are you so strong? It is really hard to understand how Qin Feiyu's strength could be improved to this level after only 2 months of joining Holy Land of Absolute Beginning. Wasn't he a useless person before? He is powerless. Now what? Cut off the Xianmeng sword with one sword. With one sword, he killed his senior brother who was in the Juyuan realm. He suddenly transformed himself into a sword Dao expert. I can be so strong because of the gift of the Holy Lord. Qin Feiyu put the sword back into the sheath. Holy Lord. Is this Holy Land of Absolute Beginning really that powerful? Lu Jingwei really couldn't understand how someone who had once fallen to the point of begging could take out the royal sword and casually give it to a menial disciple. The disciples he taught were extremely powerful. After 2 months of training, he could even kill strong men in the Juyuan realm. In terms of realm, Qin Feiyu is much stronger than him. In the same 2 months, even though Lu Jingwei was a core disciple, he only advanced to the Qi condensation 8th layer. And what about Qin Feiyu? As a handyman, he had to sweep the floor every day, which wasted a lot of time, but he broke through to the 5th layer of body tempering. There is a huge gap in realm. Qin Feiyu walked towards Lu Jingwei with one hand on the hilt of the sword. Don't come over. Lu Jingwei panicked and knelt on the ground. I just want to take a look at your sword, I don't have any other intentions. Please, since we are from the same village, don't kill me. Qin Feiyu did have the intention to kill Lu Jingwei at first, but when he saw Lu Jingwei kneeling on the ground and begging for mercy, he loosened his grip a little. Feiyu. At this moment, a fragrant breeze blew from behind. It was Jin Yue, who was in charge of guarding the door. Qin Feiyu turned his head and his eyes couldn't help but look at the beautiful legs as white as jade, and he swallowed his saliva. How can one, at this age full of vigor and vitality, see all this? Jin Yue pointed her jade finger at the kneeling men. You have just killed his senior brother and have completely forged a grudge with the 8 desolate holy sect. If you let him go, the people from the holy sect will come looking for you sooner or later. In the future, there will be more and more annoying things. Do you want the Holy Lord to be troubled by this? Senior sister. Qin Feiyu moved his eyes away from his legs with difficulty. I know what to do. No. Please, let me go. Lu Jingwei knelt on the ground, trembling with fear. Qin Feiyu closed his eyes and took a deep breath, but the sword remained in his sheath for a long time. Lu Jingwei's eyes gradually became crazy, and he suddenly attacked with the Qingfeng sword in his hand. The tip of the sword pointed at Qin Feiyu's vital abdomen and was about to stab him. Clang! At this moment, Qin Feiyu finally moved. The long sword was unsheathed, a head, and half of the Qingfeng sword rolled to the ground. Junior brother. Jin Yue looked at the thin figure and shook her head slightly. You are so kind and honest. Your mentality still needs to grow. In this world of cultivation where people eat and drink without leaving any bones, being too soft-hearted can easily lead to being blamed. At this time, a figure appeared next to him. Jin Yue turned her head and bowed quickly. Greetings to the Holy Lord. No need to be polite. Wang Yi nodded slightly. How is Bingfeng Wenli's training going? My disciple has mastered the ice ceiling miles. Jin Yue was a little nervous when she spoke, fearing that the Holy Lord would be dissatisfied. The effect of that enlightenment fruit is very strong. It only took a few days for me to master this set of skills. During the month when the effect existed, my realm advanced by leaps and bounds. Now, there are about 2 months left before I can break through to the basic accomplishment level. 2 months of basic accomplishment. Wang Yi nodded. Not bad. Thanks to the enlightenment fruit from the Holy Lord, I was able to comprehend it so quickly. Jin Yue said with emotion. Yeah. Wang Yi calculated the time and found that there were still 4 months left until the youth conference. Before that, this martial art must have reached the basic accomplishment level. You have already broken through to the Violet Palace 9th layer. That's pretty fast. Thanks to Senior Sister Yanran's elixir, I was able to break through to this level in such a short time. Jin Yue said with emotion. The spirit qi in Sacred Land's training ground is very rich, and when combined with medicinal pills, it improves even more rapidly. Wang Yi flipped his wrist and took out a mahogany brocade box. I have just refined a soul formation pill. You can use it when you break through to the peak of Violet Palace. You made it for me. Jin Yue's big eyes curved into crescent shapes when she heard this. He carefully took the brocade box, opened the lid, and the fragrance of the elixir filled his face. In the box lay a light red pill the size of a baby's fist. 9 mysterious pill patterns appeared on the pill. This, 9-pattern soul formation pill. Oh my God. She could never have imagined that the elixir the Holy Lord refined for her was actually a 9-pattern pill. This kind of elixir is also known as the Supreme Grade Elixir. Ah. Why is this pill light red? Wang Yi said slowly, when I refined the elixir, I added the power of dragon fire. While you absorb it, you can use the power of dragon fire, body tempering, to make your body stronger. Oh my God. The power of dragon fire. Jin Yue was so happy that she almost fainted. The power of dragon fire is extremely strong, and in order to integrate this power into the elixir, extremely strong control is required. If there is any mistake, the elixir will be ruined. Seeing this pill also let her know that Wang Yi had very terrifying alchemy Dao strength. Come to the hot spring tonight and I will help you improve your jade bone body to the peak. Wang Yi said, looking at the graceful body. It has been more than 2 months since the last upgrade. Each time you level up, you will receive a reward. Another harvest tonight. Moreover, this time he has some special ideas. Thank you, Holy Lord, for your gift. Jin Yue's body trembled with excitement, her eyes shining. The holy water hot spring is definitely the strongest opportunity in sacred land. A library with 10,000 volumes. Wang Yi climbed up the stairs without stopping at the first 9 floors and went straight to the 10th floor. On this floor, all the techniques of Emperor rank supreme grade are stored. Cultivation has the highest value. Now, he needed a body refining method to practice from beginning to end to lay a solid foundation for himself. He walked past each bookshelf, scanning the martial arts techniques, and finally picked up a thick ancient book. Body Refining Decision. 8 Desolations Body Refining Technique, Emperor Rank Supreme Grade. Use the power of the 8 Desolations to refine your body and cultivate the strongest body in the world. If you possess the 8 Desolate Emperor body, practicing this technique will achieve twice the result with half the effort. Just choose this one. I just saw quite a few body refining exercises, and they were all more or less inappropriate. This is the book that is most suitable for cultivating the 8 Desolate Emperor body. Wang Yi opened the book and looked at the first page, which contained mysterious words that recorded a set of body refining methods. Before, he couldn't understand these contents at all with his level of understanding. After watching for a while, I will feel dizzy and want to sleep. This time, when I picked up the book, I felt that the words on it were somewhat familiar. After reading them carefully for a while, I understood their meaning. The corners of Wang Yi's mouth curled up slightly. Is this the improved understanding after fusing with the Emperor body? It's indeed much stronger than before. The 8 Desolate Emperor body technique can be practiced with the heavenly holy water. Combined with the Imperial Massage technique, it will have miraculous effects. Tianji holy water is a body tempering treasure. Soaking in holy water previously had no effect because his foundation was unstable and there were many impurities in his body. Even with the power of holy water, it is impossible to remove those impurities. Now that I have integrated the imperial body, there is no impurity in my body and I can continue to improve my realm. Jin Linglong has mastered the imperial massage skill and can also bring out some of the effects of the holy water. However, it's still a little bit far-fetched just to get started. It's better to let her improve more. Using Tue Na Di Gong for body refining not only has quick results but is also a very comfortable process. Wang Yi likes this enjoyable process the most. As night falls, a full moon hangs in the sky, and the Milky Way moves slowly in the air, giving a sense of grandeur. The moonlight shines through the bamboo forest, and the ground is reflected in silver white. A girl with big eyes and a very clever look came to the hot spring. There was a handsome man who soaked his body in the hot spring, leaving only his head above the water. If not the Holy Lord, then who else could it be? At this time, Jin Linglong was very nervous and cold sweat broke out on her palms. Holy Lord! Linglong is here. This was her first time serving the Holy Lord. It would be strange if she wasn't nervous. Wang Yi slowly opened his eyes and looked at the woman with big eyes and beautiful face. How is the practice of Massage Emperor's skill going? I've already gotten started. Jin Linglong responded nervously. Come on, try it on my back first. Wang Yi stood up from the hot spring, revealing his bronze skin and strong muscles. Jin Linglong's pretty face turned red in an instant, and she quickly looked away, looking towards the bamboo forest. Wang Yi deliberately placed a soft bed woven with vines and bamboo in the bamboo forest for use in massage. Lying on the bed, looking at the shy woman next to him. Don't be nervous, just follow the massage method described in the book. Jin Linglong responded faintly, took the basket, and walked slowly to the bedside. Holy Lord, my skills are still a little rusty, I hope you won't blame me. It's okay. Wang Yi said casually. What kind of spiritual liquid do you plan to use? Jin Linglong started the massage according to the method described in the book. For spiritual liquid, use the water in that pool. Wang Yi said, looking at the hot spring. This pool. Jin Linglong was stunned. If the spiritual power is insufficient, the effect of the massage will be greatly reduced. You'll know if you go and take a look. Wang Yi didn't explain too much. Oh. Jin Linglong got closer to the pool and felt the spring water emitting a terrible fluctuation. I was so nervous just now that I didn't even check the pool. What kind of liquid is in this pool? Such a powerful force. Jean Linglong scooped up a pool of pale white liquid with her hands and brought it close to her nose to sniff it gently. The spring water has an extremely strong power, which is much richer than any spiritual liquid I have ever seen. Isn't this spiritual fluid? Wang Yi shook his head slightly. Specifically, its name is Heavenly Holy Water. What? Jean Linglong's pupils suddenly shrank after hearing the words, Tianji Holy Water. I once accidentally saw a treasure called Tianji Holy Water in an ancient book. It is said that only in the holy mountain of Tianji can one drop be produced every 100 years. It is a treasure that all forces will fight for. I never thought that the liquid in this pool is actually the holy water of heaven. Wang Yi pointed towards Jean Linglong's jade finger again. The handful you hold in your hand is all heavenly holy water. What? These are all holy waters of heaven and earth. Jean Linglong was completely stunned. Just now I thought that there were only a few drops of holy water mixed in this pool. Unexpectedly, the whole pool was filled with this precious liquid. The specific value is difficult to estimate. Wang Yi said softly, use this Tianji holy water to massage me. As he said this, he closed his eyes, looking like he was ready to enjoy himself. I understand. Jean Linglong responded softly. She walked to the pool with a faint steam coming out of it, lifted the hem of her skirt slightly, squatted down, and filled a delicate porcelain bowl with the holy water. He brought the celadon bowl to the rattan chair, put some Tianji holy water on his hands, and concentrated the spirit qi on his palms according to the method recorded in the Massage Emperor technique. Under the stimulation of spirit qi, a faint white smoke emerged from the palm. Jean Linglong placed her hands on Wang Yi's back and gently massaged his back according to the instructions. Wang Yi felt a warm sensation on his back. The power of the Tianji holy water slowly passes into the body along with the warmth, making people feel very comfortable. He thought to himself, this is much more comfortable than the massage I had before the transmigration. It's really enjoyable. In Hidden Dragon Continent where entertainment options are scarce, it feels very good to enjoy a massage from a beautiful woman. Jean Linglong kept her hands dipped in Tianji holy water and gently massaged Wang Yi's back. Next, Tianji holy water was applied on Wang Yi's arms and legs. While enjoying the massage, the strength of the body is slowly increasing under the effect of Massage Emperor technique. This practice can integrate the Tianji holy water into the body in a special way. The fusion process is extremely extreme and can fully unleash the power of the holy water. Jean Linglong's current imperial massage skill is only at the entry level, but it can already unleash the full power of the holy water. If one could cultivate to the basic accomplishment realm, 1 drop of heavenly holy water would be equivalent to the effect of 2 drops. In the great accomplishment realm, it is equivalent to the effect of 4 drops. It is so magical that 1 drop is equivalent to 6 drops of Tianji holy water. At its best, 1 drop is equivalent to the effect of 10 drops. If you come across a very rare holy liquid, using the Emperor's massage skill will produce a very terrifying effect. Jean Linglong's current level of imperial massage skills is not high, so it is difficult for her to bring out the maximum effect of the Tianji holy water. Next, Wang Yi plans to focus on training Jean Linglong to practice the Emperor massage technique, so that her realm can be raised to great accomplishment as soon as possible, or even to the level of perfection. The soft water metacarpal bones can be used to practice massage skills at a relatively fast speed. However, the Roshui palm bone is only the imperial bone, and it is still a long way from being the noble bone. Wang Yi's eyes flashed with thought. After obtaining the Zun Guyu, it's time to help Jean Linglong improve her Roshui fist bone. Before, Jean Linglong's realm was too low, and Wang Yi did not dare to let her use the Zun Guyu liquid immediately, fearing that it would affect her body. Now, Wang Yi has learned the Emperor massage technique and has reached the pinnacle of his skill. He can use this technique to help Jean Linglong improve her soft water palm bone skill. Just 1 drop of Zun Guyu liquid can produce the effect of 10 drops. Not only can it save the Zun Guyu liquid, but it can also enhance the Roshui palm bone to a stronger level. It can be said that after mastering this set of Massage Emperor skills, you can save more resources and do more meaningful things. Thinking of this, Wang Yi said to Jean Linglong, "Linglong, come to my mansion tomorrow night." Ah! When Jean Linglong heard this, she shuddered with fear. I thought to myself, could it be that the Holy Lord wants me to sleep with him? Should I refuse? She is still a girl who has not yet begun to fall in love. How could she have experienced all these things? Thinking of the maids wearing clothes made of special fabrics in the imperial palace, her pretty face turned even redder. The Holy Lord doesn't have any special hobbies, right? You want me to wear those clothes and go to bed with you? Wang Yi opened his eyes and looked at Jin Linglong with blushing cheeks. He thought she must have been wrong, so he spoke. Now that you have broken through to the Juyuan realm, I intend to personally help you improve your soft water emperor bone. After hearing these words, Jin Linglong finally breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you for the gift, holy ancestor. Wang Yi nodded gently and continued to close his eyes. Let's continue with the massage. Jin Linglong took the exquisite celadone bowl, scooped some Tianji holy water again, and came to the vine-woven bed. Dip one hand in the Tianji holy water and use the spirit qi in your body to trigger the power of the Tianji holy water. The jade hands were steaming as they gently pressed on Wang Yi's body. Every time a place is pressed, the power of the Tianji holy water can be fully exerted. From time to time, Jin Linglong would use a jade finger, dip it in some Tianji holy water, and press hard on the acupoints. These acupoints can trigger the Tianji holy water, making it more effective and bringing great benefits to the body. Wang Yi closed his eyes in enjoyment. He was not idle either. He followed the practice method of the 8 desolations body refining technique to absorb all the power of the holy water that entered his body. With the help of the Emperor massage technique, he practiced the 8 desolations body refining technique, and the effect was surprisingly good. Wang Yi's physical strength has become strong to a certain extent. When practicing this set of exercises, he mainly relies on the body tempering effect of the exercises to rebuild his previously unstable foundation. Then, one's own foundation will be completely stabilized. From now on, the realm forcibly improved by the system will not have any effect on the body. The 8 desolations body refining technique is divided into the 14th layer. Each first layer realm is corresponding to a cultivation realm. If one cultivates to the 4th layer, the strength of body refining will be equivalent to that of the Great Emperor realm. Wang Yi knew that the cultivation process this time would not be too slow. Because he has the power of the Great Emperor as a foundation, to rebuild the foundation, he just needs some resources. For example, the holy water of this hot spring is a very good treasure for body refinement. Some holy water from heaven emerges from the spring every day. It will be replenished after consumption. With the help of the power of Tianji holy water, Wang Yi followed the method described in the 8 desolations body refining technique to retemper the foundation of his body. The muscles hidden beneath the skin grew stronger under the power of the holy water. About a cup of tea later, there was a sound like muffled thunder from her body, which frightened Jin Linglong so much that she took several steps back and almost fell into the pool. Why is there thunder? Wang Yi raised his arm and pressed down to calm Jin Linglong's emotions. Don't worry, I am practicing a technique and my realm has improved a little. Oh, I see. Jin Linglong patted her chest and calmed herself down. What kind of skills does the Holy Lord practice? Is breaking through the first layer such a big deal? The sound was like thunder. Jin Linglong was completely stunned. She had never thought that someone's body refining movement would be so strong. Wang Yi said, Go on, Jin Yue will come later and we won't have time to continue the massage. Jin Linglong dipped her jade hands in the Tianji holy water and continued to massage Wang Yi. While enjoying the massage, Wang Yi continued to practice. There are 4 small realms in each first layer of the 8 desolate body refining technique. Early stage, middle stage, late stage, peak stage. After reaching the peak, you can break through to the next first layer. After nearly an hour of massage, the 8 desolations body refining technique broke through 4 times in succession, from the first layer to the second layer. Jin Linglong looked at the burly man with her beautiful eyes, and there was deep admiration in her eyes. He thought to himself, what kind of technique is the Holy Lord practicing? It's too much to be able to break through the 4th layer in 1 hour. The Saint Lord's strength is extremely terrifying. Under normal circumstances, even with the use of the heavenly holy water, he would not be able to break through so quickly. At this time, a slim and beautiful woman appeared on the cobblestone path in the bamboo forest. Her long and straight thighs emitted a white luster under the moonlight. Even with Wang Yi's state of mind, he couldn't help but take a few more glances at those thighs. Cough cough. Jin Yue came to the hot spring and saw Jin Linglong rubbing the Holy Lord's back. She couldn't help but cough a few times. Jean Linglong's cheeks flushed with embarrassment and she quickly withdrew her hand. Before, in the Jean family, the two of them were good sisters who could talk about anything. I didn't expect to encounter such an embarrassing thing here today. Jean Yue asked, Linglong, what are you doing? Jean Linglong responded in a low voice, I am giving the Holy Lord a massage. Oh. Jean Yue nodded meaningfully. I have heard before that Linglong got a book on massage from the Holy Lord. Even the massage is an emperor rank technique. I was very curious and wanted to try this emperor rank technique to see what magical effects it had. Wang Yi turned over and put on the white robe. Linglong, let's stop here today. Your massage skills need to be improved. Overall, they are too immature. The entry-level imperial massage technique can only bring out the full effect of the heavenly extreme holy water, but it cannot multiply its effect. After hearing this, Linglong's eyes were filled with determination. Holy Lord, after I return, I will definitely practice this technique well. I will serve you well then. Wang Yi looked at Linglong next to him. Wait a moment, I will personally demonstrate it to you and let you see how powerful the real effect of the emperor massage technique is. When Jean Linglong heard this, her eyes lit up instantly. The Holy Lord also knows the imperial massage technique. Wang Yi tied the white belt with a very natural expression on her face, and she didn't feel there was anything wrong. Although this set of exercises is called Massage Emperor's exercises, it can multiply the effect of spiritual liquid or holy water. When one reaches the pinnacle of cultivation, 1 drop of heavenly holy water can produce 10 times the effect. If you come across some rare resources, such as Zun Guyuyi, they can produce the ultimate effect. 1 drop can be used as 10 drops. Previously, the system gave a bottle as a reward, which only contained 10 drops of Zun Guyu liquid. If Wang Yi uses this Massage Emperor skill, he can turn 10 drops into 100 drops, and the effect can be imagined. When Jean Linglong heard this, her eyes froze for a moment. Could it be that the Holy Lord's imperial massage skills are at a very high level? After practicing this set of skills, she found that it was extremely difficult to practice it to the basic accomplishment level. It would take at least several hundred years to cultivate to the pinnacle of perfection. Few people would waste a lot of time on such a set of exercises. Yue, take off your clothes first. I will use my massage technique to help you improve your jade bone body. Now, Yu Guzun's body has been cultivated to the state of transformation, and there is only 1 level left, which is the peak state. After that, you can be promoted to Emperor Bone. Ah. Jean Yue was stunned for a moment. When I came here to practice before, I would soak in the pool by myself, and after absorbing the holy water of heaven, I would practice the exercises to temper my body. This time, the Holy Lord was going to perform the Emperor's massage skill himself, which made her very happy. At the same time, there is also some shyness. Jean Linglong was also very envious. Oh my God, Jean Yue actually asked the Holy Lord to perform the imperial massage technique on her. How great it would be if that person was me. Wang Yi walked towards the rattan chair next to him. Yue, lie on top of me and expose your back. I will perform the imperial massage technique. After saying that, he looked at Jean Linglong beside him. Linglong, please watch carefully and see how I perform this set of skills. Hopefully you'll learn something useful from this. Linglong nodded quickly, her eyes wide open, and looked towards Jean Yue's position. I also want to see how powerful the Holy Lord's imperial massage skill is. Jean Linglong took off her clothes, revealing her back as smooth as jade. Gently lying on the bed woven with vines. Under the bright moonlight, the back gleams with a white luster, looking like a flawless jade without any impurities. Even with Wang Yi's state of mind, he looked at it a few more times before looking away. Jean Linglong, who was standing next to her, saw such perfect skin and her eyes sparkled with jealousy. I thought to myself, isn't Jean Yue's skin too good? If I could have half of her, I would be satisfied. It is said that the body of jade is precious, and after practicing, the skin and bones will be as cold as ice and jade, which is indeed true. As a woman, Jean Linglong was also very envious.